Now we're live. Okay. We were live, but we were only false live. Are we here? I think we're here. Okay, confirmed we are here. Good morning, everybody, or good evening. Welcome everybody in the chat. It's been 1 year already, folks. You know, people always say to me, they say, hey, metrics, can you believe it's already been a whole year since the Donna Adelson arrest? And I never know what to say to that. In some ways, it seems like a really long time ago, like forever ago. And in other ways, it seems like just yesterday. And in other ways, it seems like, yeah, it's pretty much about a year. Doesn't it seem like a really long time ago and really recently at the same time? I don't know. Other events don't feel like that. Like if I think back to like ages ago, because we've all been doing so many things since then, right? But with Donna, we've just been waiting. And then that whole thing in September where they were going to have the trial, it was the morning of jury selection, and then Dan Rashbaum stepped up and said, oh, whoops. That sucked, didn't it? So we're going to be enjoying a Donna Adelson video, guys. But don't worry, everybody who voted for Stephanie Lazarus tonight, we were scheduled to do that video yesterday, but I fell asleep. Damn those awkward time slots. I did set an alarm for 1 a.m. and another for 2 a.m., but I cancelled both of those alarms. I'd never make it in the military. Okay, but we will be doing Stephanie Lazarus tomorrow because the polls don't lie and everybody wants to see Donna, and I think that's fitting. You know, it's a year to the day today, the 13th of November, when Donna Adelson was arrested. So let's go back and have a look at what happened. But first, let's have a look at what happened before that happened on the calls, the hot mic calls, where she's talking about fleeing the country to a non-extradition country, you know, just for a holiday. Just a matter of public interest, that is. Where is that call? I think it's right here.
If there was an appeal, would it have to be in Tallahassee, or can you move it?
Somebody just confirmed that Donna's phone call is playing.
Because I don't understand why they wouldn't let you move the venue. I don't. It was blatantly, I mean, look, I have, I didn't say this to you before I picked up the phone, but there's a lot of things that we have to do, and we've got a very tight time frame. So one of them involves taking.
Hey, one of those moderators, let us know if Donna Adelson's call is coming through, will you?
Care of some things for Roman, taking care of some things through Steinberg. Chad's been on the phone all day, and Susan was nice enough when I called her. She said, I'm going to gather everything up and I'm going to drive down. So she and Rick got here about,
thank you, Christina,
I don't know, 10 minutes before you called, so that she could work with us, because we got a couple of hours of stuff to take care of for Roman. So working on that, and just a lot, but you're going to be okay. You're going to get out of that
the way she
room.
says.
Once you do, you'll start to feel a little bit better.
Where she's working on that, I can see it. I can see the dining table in the icon with paperwork all over the place, quite organized. I imagine that they're very. We're going to put this in this pile because that pile is the pile for this, and we're going to put another pile over here, and that pile will be the pile for that. I can just, Donna runs that dining table like it's a fucking. What's something that's really organized? Not the United States Post Office, but maybe some other post office, where they care about people's letters. A German post office. Can you imagine how orderly a German post office would be? Everything has a place and a label. Even the labels have labels. These are the green labels and these are the blue labels. We put a blue label on the deliveries that have to go.
Know that. And when I have something that I do need to tell you, I'll speak to Dan. Okay? So, and then I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Charlie? You can't hear me again, right? Charlie? Charlie, can you hear me? Can you?
Yeah, but just the way she says that, you know, we've got a lot of stuff to take care of for Roman. It's being run from HQ, right? Donna's at HQ, Charlie's in the field, in prison.
Because we got a couple of hours of stuff to take care of for Roman.
I mean, if you take it out of this context of like Charlie's been sentenced, well, I don't think he's not been sentenced yet. He's been found guilty, right? He's awaiting sentencing. If you take it out of that context and put it in a normal context, she's going to be running it just the same. Harvey's probably there on the sidelines making calls, pretending to be busy on his phone, hoping Donna doesn't notice him or ask him to do anything.
So,
I think Harvey Adelson right now is making a sandwich in his mind, but he knows if he takes one step towards the fridge, if he even thinks of opening the mayonnaise jar, Donna Adelson's going to say, "You've just had breakfast, put that down. We're working. We've got a couple of hours of things to take care of for Roman."
Working on that, and just a lot, but
Right now, Harvey Adelson can have a sandwich any time of the day, any kind he wants. If he wants pastrami at 11:30 at night, it can happen. There's no stopping him now. That mayonnaise jar never even gets put back in the fridge, you know? It's just on the counter, ready to go, 24/7. Sandwich Town is the new name for for Harvey's icon apartment.
You're going to be okay. You're going to get out of that stupid room. Once you do, you'll start to feel a little bit better.
Yeah, the room is stupid, Donna. Better blame the room. Yeah, not your actions or the actions of your half-witted, privileged son who hired his own girlfriend at the time of the murder, and not even hire her to do a good job, but hire her to get her knucklehead baby daddy to drive up to Tallahassee with his other knucklehead Latin king. I mean, it's like a sort of, I don't know about these Latin kings. Are they gangsters or mechanics? Because they seem, I don't really know what the difference is.
I know that. And when I have something that I do need to tell you, I'll speak to Dan. Okay? So, then I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Charlie? Shit. You can't hear me again, right? Charlie? Charlie, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh. Hey, thanks so much. Hang on.
I'm sorry. The fourth time that they...
Pause for thank yous. We got to say thank you to someone. Someone, dear Scott. Or D. Ascot. Di Ascot. Welcome, Di Ascot. And also another someone, Laura Lee. Thank you so much, Laura Lee. And also another someone, Averill. Thank you, Averill. That's just beautiful. It's very much appreciated, guys, and we couldn't thank you enough. Do you like my visual aid? I like the visual aid. It's a big old button right there, front and center.
That they cut the line each time. Plus you pay for every minute, but they keep charging every time you speak.
Uh-oh, I think Harvey's voice sounds a little distant. It's almost like an echo. It's like he's speaking into the mayonnaise jar, right? Listen to his voice.
Connect. They say that doesn't happen. Listen.
Maybe Donna just keeps Harvey in a big jar in the kitchen. Poke a few air holes in the lid, you know.
It's that he's in this room that hasn't moved.
He's in this stupid room. The room, it's not even a 3rd grade level. It should be a 1 grade level or a no grade level. The room is stupid.
So the psychologist, they want to make sure he doesn't kill himself. So the psychologist finally came. And he said to her, if you leave me here, I'll kill myself. There's no light, no nothing. I'm going to cement.
I love how Charlie, have I ever been on suicide watch? Maybe, but would I even remember? I don't know. But if I was, and a psychologist was coming to check if I was a danger to myself or others, the last thing I would say to them is, if you leave me here, I'll kill myself. Why? Because that shows some suicidal ideation, right? That shows that some trigger might, or it doesn't show, it's an indicator, right? It's an indicator. A psychologist would call it an indicator. It's an indicator that some trigger might cause me to attempt to take my own life. It's conditional. What are those conditions? The psychologist doesn't know. Okay, so if you stay in the room, you will kill yourself. Well, A, you can't because we're watching you, and there's nothing in here to allow you or enable you to take your own life. Your pajamas are made of tissue paper. Your pillow, it's not even a real pillow. It's a flame-retardant gym mat that we got on sale from the high school down the road. And, you're staying in because you've shown suicidal ideation. How Charlie doesn't fucking get that. We know he's not that bright, right? But he pretends to be bright. And if you're pretending to be bright, you shouldn't say things like that to the person that's coming to check if you're a danger to yourself.
Let me go back.
Let's just hear it again, because he thinks he's being a real smart ass, right? He thinks he's being real clever, I've come here to check if you're going to kill yourself. Well, if you leave me in this room, I'll kill myself. He thinks that's going to get him out of the room quicker. It's not. It's really not.
It's that he's in this room that they haven't moved. So the psychologist, they want to make sure he doesn't kill himself. So the psychologist finally came. And he said to her, if you leave me here, I'll kill myself. There's no light, no nothing. I'm going to cement block. Let me go back to myself and see where I am. Please don't leave me here. And spoke to him for a little bit. And she said, no, you're perfectly fine. I know that. I just have to go back and, I've got a few of these.
When you're in solitary confinement, you just have to, there's nothing you can do. No amount of banging on the door or threatening the officers on the other side of the door is going to do anything. You're just going to wear yourself out, okay? You're going to wear yourself out. The best thing you can do, I know that time passes real slow when you're locked in a room with no windows and nothing to look at, not even something to read. It sucks. But you just got to suck it up. Start thinking, at some point in the future, I'll be allowed to leave this room, and pass the time. You can do a really complicated maths problem in your head or try. That keeps you busy. You can sing a song from the Disney films. That's fun to do. Sometimes I do that when I'm not locked in a fucking isolation chamber. You can act out all the characters from your favorite films. And just say, fuck it. They're watching me be a goofball in this prison cell, and I'll put on a show for them. Or, just get some sleep. Hopefully you'll have a nice dream about an underage Colombian hooker. Maybe.
Reports I have to write. Once I get those written and then submit them and then get them approved, you'll be able to go back. So he thought he was going back in an hour. But said, she better get that thing done because I'll lose my mind in here. It's all spirit on the inside. So all you see is yourself. The lights never shut off, day or night. These fluorescent lights, he says, are on all night. He said, I just want to go back where I was. At least I know people. I can see people. He says, here, I'm in a box. So he's just... What? I'm sure he'll pull back or just keep getting disconnected. I didn't even know if he was drinking Coke.
That's when you know you're in trouble, isn't it? When you're longing to go back to the other jail. That's the good place. You know, he's closing his eyes and remembering the cans of tuna, remembering the soup packets, you know. Wishing he was there, just closing his eyes and taking himself to that better place, Leon County Jail. Hey, Miss Scott. Ah, yeah. Oh, hi, Diane. Yeah, good. Okay, thanks, Miss Scott. But it usually shows up as writing, so that's why I was confused. But thank you.
I think it would be a nice way to just leave you alone and say goodbye. I am not myself. Go to prison. He didn't do. I can't push it. I'm not that strong. And I also know how he is a year ahead. His body.
You know, Donna, I mean, I guess we'll never know if the cops would have had a good enough lead on you and your plan to escape to Vietnam if you didn't leave this call. But, you know, I'm sure it didn't help. If ever there was a time to put down the fucking phone, planning fleeing the country and talking about how it's a non-extradition, no extradition treaty with the US just after your son's been convicted of murder and you're next. Yeah, that is a bad timing, Donna. Sorry, Donna.
Everything just slowly started to deteriorate. I'm old. I have a life. We had a great marriage. Happy, we traveled, we lived good.
I know it's you, Averill. Do I say your name correctly? I don't know. I don't know that I've ever heard that name before. Averill. I think that's right. Thank you, Averill and Spacey Dove. Beautiful.
I'm really not unhappy. And I'm more than willing to just say goodbye and let me lie down. It's nothing painful. I just want to go to sleep. We bought our cemetery property a couple months ago. We're good. I'm good. But Wendy did this weekend because I said something that made her feel like I had enough and I'm not going to watch. If the trial doesn't go well, I know what I need to do. Now, you know something was wrong because we lived here 9 years. Yeah. She's never once just come over and said, I need to talk to you. I'm sure probably sexual She sat down on the couch right there. I was sitting here, and she didn't say, look, Mom, this is a horrible time for all of us. Charlie's on trial for his life. We're all aggravated. But if this is what you're thinking of,
yeah, but Donna, the other thing that you're missing, not only is she ignoring you, she's laughing her ass off at you and Charlie. Because you guys are going to go down for her. And she still thinks that she's got a way out of this. You know, Wendy might actually want to get arrested. You know, for start off, right, Charlie was not granted, what do they call it? Release on bond, awaiting trial. Like, you go over there, house arrest, ankle monitor, and then you come back for trial because he had the money and the means to disappear, and he was a flight risk, and the state was able to show that, and I think he'd spoken about possibly fleeing the country. Oh, that's when he said to Catherine, if they had any evidence, we'd be at the airport by now. All of that stuff did not permit him to have release on bond. Donna, same thing. She was actually fleeing the country when she was arrested. Also, not a good look for when you're going to the judge and saying, my client is not a risk. Well, it says here that she was arrested with a one-way ticket to Vietnam that has no extradition treaty with the United States. Denied. But when it comes to Wendy, this is the first question. I think too many people talk about Wendy going arrest and they go, well, is there enough evidence to arrest her? Is there enough evidence to convict? Well, maybe there is, but would the jury see it that way? Blah, 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 blah. Well, let's slow it down a bit, guys. What about the bond? What about release on bond? Let's say Wendy Adelson is arrested tomorrow, okay? Oh, please, Lord, tell me when. Tell me when, Lord. Obviously, first appearance, blah, 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 blah. All the procedure, of course, all the procedure would be put in place. But obviously, her lawyer, her tip-top, top-of-the-shelf lawyer, would be petitioning the court and the judge to say, release my client on bond. She's the mother of two. She's the single mother of two children. She's no risk. Blah, 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 blah. What could the state say against Wendy Adelson to indicate that she is a flight risk? Well, she's got a lot of money. She's never said anything like Charlie said about we'd already be at the airport by now. She's pretty much stayed in one place while all this is going on. They always love to say that, like they said that about Catherine Magbanua. So she heard the arrests and she didn't flee. She heard that they were looking for a Prius and didn't flee. She could have gone to the Philippines and didn't flee. Wendy hasn't done any of that either. So there's, just in my off the top of my head brain thinking, what reason would the court or the prosecutor have for saying Wendy should not be released on bond? That's like question one. Because at the moment, unless I can think of anything else, or if anyone can think of something in the comments, she would probably be released on bond. If she was even arrested. Has anyone got an idea in the comments? What would prevent Wendy Adelson from being released on bond? Let's have a look here. Apparently not enough to get a decent criminal defense attorney. They've wasted a lot of dough. Okay. Jail anniversary. That's right, Angel Baby. I wonder if she gets a piece of cake that she can complain about. I ordered cherry sponge. This is almond. I don't like almonds. Anybody got an idea in the comments? What would prevent Wendy Adelson from being released on bond? Yeah, I don't, what wiretaps? Wendy distances herself entirely from this. She certainly doesn't speak about any of it on the phone. She doesn't speak about it in person. I believe that even when Wendy Adelson was interacting with her family, none of this was on the table for discussion. There was no debriefing about how things went. There was no clever wink. She was playing a role even with her close, tight-knit family. complete. No, Neverly, that is a county issue. So in Duval County, Jacksonville, for example, there's no bond for first-degree murder. In Leon County, there is. So that's not going to help. There would need to be something to show that she was a flight risk. And she's also got the mitigating factors of being the single mother to 2 kids, right? Attorney's going to rip that up in court, you know? And she's not going to have fucking know-nothing bullshit lawyer Daniel Rashbaum with his little weird beard. She's going to have a good lawyer. I think she's going to be released on bond if and when she's arrested. Oh,
Just
what was that?
There?
I think somebody sent her coffee. Pepper! Thanks so much, Pepper. Beautiful cup. I am actually having a cup of coffee out of my famous blue cup. It's just like a regular cup, except it's blue. Like my soul.
If you're suicidal, I'm going to correct you. I'm not suicidal. I'm fine. Will we see the boys tomorrow night? Yeah, Sunday night. Great. Now, am I suicidal? No. Do I want to go to sleep and not see my son? I do. Perfectly honest, I do. And we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Leave a note. They'll know when to come and get us. And we'll do it together. The boys. Look, got to make a decision at some point. So after speaking to Dan this morning and knowing what they're thinking up there, I don't know if we'll make it out in time. I really don't. But Dan said, you might, or you might do all of it, get to the airport, and they'll stop. And that could happen. It could happen. I don't know. But it's worth a try. I've tried and tried and tried. I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost it, but I don't know what I'm doing. And we have to do that stuff for Roman for the people. Harvey with that.
What do you think? How is it more to be done?
With stipulations as to who's in charge.
I mean, never mind the fact that she's on a hot microphone here and the fucking, like, exactly the people that she doesn't want to know, the law enforcement people, the jail, are listening to this. I mean, maybe they're not listening live. I mean, they could be. I think they do sometimes, right? And it is a case of interest that it's very possible. Not only that, but it's seriously sloppy. The fact that she's even sharing this information with her friends or whatever they are that are in the room with her right now. I mean, when you're doing something like this, you don't tell anybody. Nobody. You don't discuss it with anyone. Apart from Harvey. Don't even discuss it with Wendy. You know. Especially not Wendy. But even if there wasn't all this weird energy between the family, I mean, just don't talk about it at all.
Bone fell in a truck and there is the volume arguing under 100 and the trustee. And so the trustee and the guardian of the other, then the trustee on.
So you that somebody would be watching?
Yeah, well, we want someone to take care of it. Guardian of the so,
I would make some effort to.
Yeah, Butcherbum says murder one and conspiracy to commit. Well, we know that doesn't matter in Leon County, but a flight risk for starters. Well, you can't just say she's a flight risk, though. I mean, you have to show grounds. And I really can't think of a silver bullet that the state could use to say these are grounds that her attorney couldn't easily work around, you know. And the judge has to be blind to, no matter if it's completely obvious, there has to be grounds. And I just don't know that there are any sufficient grounds.
Respond after the call. If she would do that, I could sit here with you and say, would you do that? But I can't because I was done.
Veggie Girl, even if Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson implicated her, which ain't gonna happen at the moment, that's still just their word, and that would need to be proven in court for it to have any weight to a judge's decision. I mean, as far as the court is concerned, I don't say any of that. I say fuck all that. Just put a bullet in her head on the spot. Run her down in her car. No trial. We're just wasting money. The world's going to be better off without that woman. But, you know, Charlie or Donna implicating her is not going to do anything in terms of whether or not she gets bond.
So you tell her that I can talk to George?
No, I don't get it.
I don't know how to get in touch with her. So I said, let me ask George. So I said, George, I can't get in touch with her. Bondage told me my lawyer to call her lawyer if it's about and I were back.
But again, Butcher Bum, you say they'd never let her out, the others didn't get bond. Yeah, but the others had grounds, right? Charlie had mentioned on the wiretaps recorded to Catherine Megbanawa, if they had any evidence, we'd have already gone to the airport. That shows intent to flee in the face of evidence. It wasn't like he was actually plan. He was just talking, but it was enough to show that it was in his mind. There's no such example of that with Wendy Adelson. Certainly nothing that's been released, and I don't believe that there's anything yet to come because she is exceedingly careful with that stuff. And in Donna's case, as we said, she was caught at the airport trying to flee. That obviously shows a flight risk because she was about to get on a flight.
That's not about the case. I have believed that when I said, I just got off with Charlie, he's worried about you. He wants to know what, because I said, yeah, we know nothing about your brother, and she doesn't, and she told me it's because her lawyer said.
And I just want to bring up another point that I heard on another channel. Someone said, they pointed out that Wendy recently had a haircut, and her haircut was a little bit shorter than usual, and whoever this channel was said that that was an indication that she was getting ready to flee. You know, these people get so excited by these ideas and they just run off and create this false reality, false narrative. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't even become a point of interest because it's so blatantly, you know, not accurate. What does that mean? She had a haircut, so she's getting ready to flee. What? So that she can move quicker? She's going to be more aerodynamic? Or she's going to be in disguise? Because if you're going to be in disguise, I would think you get your haircut after you flee. Right? Don't be caught fleeing with the haircut that you're going to be disguised as later. These people, like, please, stop it. And I'll tell you right now, whatever happens, there is zero chance Wendy Adelson is going to flee. Okay? That's not going to happen. That's so not her style. She's not going to be sneaking across the border or getting a plane or a private plane. When she's arrested, she's coming in prepped, right? She's been preparing for this solidly for a decade, more than a decade, because this whole plan's been worked out probably 2 years before the murder. You know, all this way. Yes, it's evolved and adapted over time, but Wendy, unlike any of the others, fuck Charlie's plan. He's an idiot. Donna's just a neurotic, crazy woman, blinded by her own sense of entitlement. Wendy is actually a bit clever and seems to have a brain that can hold a lot of information in it. You know, she plays a fool. But she's been through every possible, what is the word? Permeation? No, like, imagine you have a tree diagram, right? And at the top it says beginning. And then 2 branches come off there. And it's like, if this happens, then this. And then there's another 2 branches. And it's then, if this happens, then this. She's gone through every possible stage of this in her mind. And it's this massive web of plan, okay? When she's arrested, she's coming in prepped. And I think that this is why the state hasn't really arrested her yet, because they know she's coming in prepped. And what they're trying to do is work out all of those elements on the tree diagram so that they can be ahead of every single one of her steps, because they don't want to get caught out by her, which could very well happen. You know, she's probably going to get bombed unless someone puts something in the comments that convinces me. I haven't seen anything yet, guys. Sorry. B, say she gets bond and she comes back to trial, and she's put on the stand, or put on trial, whatever that looks like for her, because it's going to be very, very different than the 1, 2, 3 trials we've already seen in this matter. You know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's hope that day comes soon.
You shouldn't ask.
Unfortunately,
we found out it's not true. But we just got off the phone with him.
My attorney said no. And he asked her attorney. Her attorney said,
I never told her that.
well, I've never confronted them.
No.
I don't want to.
So I wrote this last night. We know you never ask anything about your brother. This is 8 o'clock last night. But we just got off the phone with him, and the first thing he asked was, how's Wendy holding up? I didn't have the heart to tell him that you never called us or asked about him. I just said we weren't up to phone calls right now.
It's not the first thing he asked. Anyway, hey, what's this at the top here? We've got some cool clicky thing. Hey, it's a super sticker from the super Mr. Pinto Peabody. Thank you, Pinto. That is very much appreciated.
Everyone looks to protect you. I bet you've got a lot to think about. But then she didn't answer. But then I got another call from Charlie last night, and I said, just got off the phone with Charlie. He's worried about you. He wants to know why we didn't speak. I told him a lie. I said, we're only speaking with you and Dan right now. I couldn't bear to tell him the truth. Your sister never even called us, is the truth. So she says this morning, I thought she'd be racing over here last night.
You thought she'd be racing over here last night? She doesn't give a fuck about this, Donna. Charlie going down and you going down is just the cherry on top of a very, very big Wendy cake. Okay? She despises you and Golden Boy Charlie. Why? Because you're interfering, busybody, controlling, narcissistic fucks. We've heard the calls, Donna. We've heard the calls where you're tricking her and planning against her and plotting with your son to say, yes, I've done my bit on Wendy. I've maneuvered her as much as I can. Now you need to come around from the other side and hit her with some information, and this is what I want you to say. You know, I'm not defending Wendy or giving her any sympathy or whatever, but that kind of family dynamic is, you know, at some point, someone's going to fucking snap. And Wendy snapped.
Dear Mom, I know you are upset by the verdict, but the anger directed at me is not justified. I don't know how much anger...
Hey, Christina, the audio is breaking up badly. I think it might be because our quality is too high. Try refreshing your whatever, browser or app, Christina. Sorry. Let's see if we can limit the quality. How do I do that? Properties. Maria Gabriel says the audio is fine. Chat, if the sound is cutting in and out, refresh YouTube, go out and come back in. Okay, that's good advice. Yeah, I'm just checking if I can do something to make the... It sounds counterintuitive, right? But if I make the quality less, maybe that'll be good for everybody. But I'm just trying to work out how to do that. Just give me 2 seconds. If it's easy, I'll do it. Settings. Audio. Okay. The output. Okay, here we go. Streaming. So we're going to bring that down. Let's bring it down to 2000. We'll bring the audio down to 72. Okay, so perhaps some or one of the mods, I've just made the quality less. My question is, has there been any noticeable change? I know that there's no video playing at the moment, but with the audio, did it sound like it lost quality, or... It's less data now, so maybe that's going to be better for the people where the audio is cutting in and out. We'll see. We'll get there, guys. It's just like a cake. It's just like a recipe. We need to bake the recipe and cook the cake, and then we'll all have a slice.
We don't. I'm not responsible in any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I...
Okay, this letter that Donna is reading out from Wendy, I know that she's a lawyer herself, but it's written specifically to cover all... It only covers what would be of a concern to the court. There is zero content in here from mother to daughter. It's addressed to Donna, but there is no conversation, nothing. The only action that is being carried out for Wendy, Charlie's been arrested, right? If Wendy has no communication with her family, that's what do you call it? Evidence, consciousness of guilt, you know, that's like, ooh, she's steering clear. But now Wendy has taken the perfect opportunity to produce this correspondence, not to address any points made with Donna, but to address points for the court to review. You know, it's all, I have zero responsibility for Charlie. I did not do anything wrong. It's just these things. My soul, I have to be singularly focused on the boys, blah, 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 you know. It excuses why she's not going to have any communication. It's just the coldest fucking stuff in the world. But I just know that Wendy smiles about this. I feel that smile. I don't think that there's any, you know, tear of regret that Charlie's gone down at all. Not at all. Not only is it justified that he went down in Wendy's eyes because he fucked it up by hiring Catherine and all the rest of it, but she enjoys this. She sees this as her getting back at him. Right? Look at you now, sitting in your fucking suicide watch, eating your fucking bad quality tuna out of a can. Bitch.
In any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. When I was in...
I am not guilty because I did not do anything wrong, and I was not involved in any way with Danny's death. You know? It's all just clearing her. There's no... And I still don't believe Charlie was involved. That ship has sailed. Closed the bridge. Thank you. I was not involved in any way with Danny's death.
Interviewed by the police and testified in court, I told the truth, as I was required to do. I cannot control...
As I was required to do, yeah. I am an officer of the court.
how the prosecutor used my statements at Charlie's trial. Again, I didn't say that. Also, as you know...
Yeah, she knows you didn't say that, Donna. It doesn't matter what you said, Donna, because she's not responding to you, Donna. This is for Judge Everett to read, okay?
I do know. My lawyer has advised me not to talk to my family or anyone else about...
Now she's putting the responsibility of the decision over onto her lawyer, you know? It's just like, yeah, my lawyer... I woke up this morning and I asked my lawyer if I could have cornflakes, and he said no. So instead I had a piece of toast, dry. I set the toaster to 3 medium brown, and then my lawyer came in and said, don't cook it that much. So I threw it away and started again, because I have to check everything with my lawyer.
About this case. No, about the case, which is true. We've never done it. I followed his advice despite your disagreements with this guidance. Please do not text me about this case anymore. Not about the case, is it? Not what I said. About her brother.
Newsflash, Donna. If you're talking about Charlie, you're talking about the case, okay? This is all the case.
How are you, Wendy? How's my sister holding up? She can't. If you have anything further to say about the case, please go through our lawyers. Right now, I have to be singularly focused on taking care of the boys during this difficult time.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's getting right on that, you know. I have to drop them off with their nanny. And then, you know, I have to have the pool boy, Julio, come and clean my filter.
So I wrote back, okay. We have no desire to speak with you about the case. I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling us.
Well, you shouldn't be shocked, Donna, because the person that you think Wendy is, the person that you know in your own mind, that person doesn't exist, Donna. Okay? It never has. She's the devil, and she's been watching you every step of the way. For 40 fucking years. Yeah? And this is your price. This is the price, Donna. For 40 years of getting in her shit. She's getting you back in a big way. And she's loving it.
We are your parents. We are and have always been there for you and the boys. None of what we wrote matters about the case. That's over. I just want you to know how many times Charlie is asking about you. Not only do you not ask about us, but not one question about Charlie.
Yeah, but the thing is, Donna, that is transparent emotional blackmail. And that's exactly the kind of behavior that Wendy is now rebelling against in a big fucking way, okay? She doesn't care about your manipulations, Donna. She sees through you, Donna, even though that you seem to have tricked yourself into buying your own bullshit product, that you're a caring person. You are not, Donna. You're not even really a person anymore, Donna. You are the product of your own sin and hatred and vile, vile nature. That's all that's left of you, Donna. There is no soul inside, Donna. Okay? So why don't you go and pack your bag, Donna? Buy your fucking ticket to Vietnam. First class, I'll bet. And good luck. Yeah, maybe you'll get through.
Right? We will need to give you some information shortly, and we need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help. I have a safe here. I want to give her codes. We're going to be gone. I want her to have all this information. I have the cemetery property. I want her to see all that. I want her to have all these papers and the wills. I want her to see all this. So please let us know if you can be of any help. The other thing is that
Donna, she doesn't need the wills, okay? She's got a real lawyer. She's going to have power of attorney over all your earthly assets, okay? That's already set up, Donna. She doesn't need paperwork from you to get every last penny of what you've left on this earth while you go and serve the rest of your life in prison, the rest of your short, pathetic, old, sad life in prison. Wendy's gonna have it all. Doesn't need the fucking wills. Cemetery, that cemetery plot is gonna be sold, Donna. There's not gonna be any little gravestone on a hill overlooking a duck pond in a nice exclusive cemetery next to a fucking senator, okay? That grave plot is for sale, Donna. Auction to the highest bidder. The prison cemetery is where Donna is going, okay? When she dies, they're going to bring her out in a little cardboard box, put her in the ground, and put a wooden cross or a Star of David, whatever they put on a Jewish grave. Man, imagine purchasing the grave plot that was intended for Donna Adelson. Some person, probably still walking on this earth, living, is going to die one day and end up in that plot, which Donna probably went to an exclusive cemetery and walked around and thought, where would I like to spend eternity? I think that place. And someone else, the plot doesn't go to prison. The plot's still there in the exclusive cemetery. And someone on this earth right now is going to end up in that very grave. I'm glad it's not me.
the visa, which she would know about the visa. No, I said we need some business assistance. Please let us know.
She's not going to be fooled by your business assistance. Donna, she doesn't care.
If not, we'll try to find someone who can help us. This needs an immediate reply so I can start asking other people to help. And then she always gets nervous if we want to talk to her. So I wrote, don't get nervous. Again, nothing, in capital letters, nothing about the case. Just would like to show you some...
She loves those capital letters, doesn't she, in her emails? Remember to Dan? This is your non-negotiable, what was it? Relocation. I sincerely hope your attorney understands this is not for negotiation.
Business stuff and personal things. If you can't do it, we must find someone who can. I hope you understand that it has nothing to do with the case.
I just imagine Harvey in the kitchen, like, just sounding this out, you know. Spreading mayonnaise on a nice big bit of bread. You know, getting the pastrami out of the fridge. He's thinking, what are we going to have with this? Okay, pastrami with a stroke of mustard, whole grain. And to balance the beef, not lettuce, but cucumber. You know, he's just designing this sandwich in his head, drowning out the sound of Donna in the other room. He's probably got an image in his head, just daydreaming of a monkey playing a miniature cymbal. You know, circus monkey playing a miniature cymbal. With the dun dun
There is no more case. And then I wrote, by the way, you said you have to focus on the boys. Have you told them? So when I got George before, I said to him, because I was over there last night, I said, well, I asked Wendy, but I haven't got any word from her, so did she tell the boys? And he said, she did. Now, I know Ben was very close. He was writing to Charlie all the time. So I said, how are they? Ben was very quiet. He didn't really talk much. He said, Lincoln kind of faced it and said, so he's never coming home. He's never coming back. And so he said it took him 10 minutes, and he was into basketball. I said, fine. He's a child. That's okay. I don't want to see them miserable and upset. That's not my goal. I just want to know how are they. So that's what I said earlier to George, because it was technical stuff that I couldn't.
You know, if you think of life as being a game, right? You're born, there are questions, you get answers to some of them, and some you later learn can't be answered. You know, all the stuff you do in life, you gotta get a job and get a car and whatever, you know. One of the main things on the list is to avoid going to prison on a life sentence, right? You know, if all of life is a game, that's one of the things that part of the game is to avoid that, you know. Avoid going to live in the concrete shitbox next to a toilet with no seat and a gym mat, pillow, forever. That's high on the list. That's like, you know, Charlie didn't do too well, did he? Didn't do too well. Had a good run. Conned a lot of people. Abused a lot of women. But look at him now, huh?
Do on the computer, I think just because we were out of it. So he's a computer tech person. So I said, can you help me with some computer stuff that I can't get done? And he was on some business calls.
Sure, there's just 3 minutes left of this, guys. It's got a little dry, but we'll be on to the arrest video momentarily. Just 3 more minutes. We might as well play it out.
And so that he texted me just before I could be there, maybe 5:30. Would that be good? I said yes, but if I can get stuff done, then it's no.
I told Rick we have to pay for the passport.
We have the photos. We have to get them downloaded. And the other thing I don't understand that my daughter could help me with, but we've been looking it up over and over, because things change if there is extradition from Vietnam. Because we've looked at all the places. I mean, I could go to Korea and China, but there's no extradition. But we're looking for places where there's no extradition.
In 15 minutes.
Who?
Morocco, Donna. There's no extradition treaty with Morocco. You should have gone to Morocco. You could have done that in one flight. There would have been no need for a transfer in Dubai. Actually, can you fly to Marrakesh or Casablanca from Miami? Probably not. You probably got to go via London or Paris. Oh, where's our thing going?
Really? Good. Maybe she knows about. Maybe she can look up the extradition issue before we go.
Hey, thanks so much, Neville, darling, for those 3 cups of coffee. Thank you so much, Neville. We're going to have our pop-up back on soon, guys, but it's like in layers. Anyway, it'll be back soon.
Wait for time.
She's going to tell on you that my parents are in the country. My lawyer told us to do that. Okay, but if you mention it to Wendy, is Wendy going to tell somebody?
Well, you tell her beforehand. I need to tell you something as an attorney who doesn't talk and has nothing to do with the case. It just has to do with Mom and I and some decisions that we have to make. Yeah, I know you want to bring her up and show her where everything is. Because in a plane crash, no one's going to know where anything is or who belongs to what. So I would like...
If the plane crashes, I mean, listen, you don't do things in life in case the plane crashes. The plane basically never crashes. Do you have any idea how many planes are in the air at any single moment? And, you know, how many of them crash? Okay, well, a few, but not much, right? It's amazing, really, isn't it? How good we seem to be at flying these huge vehicles in the air. Tenerife, Lockerbie, New York, obviously, but that was an attack. That was on purpose. What else? Tenerife, Lockerbie. I don't know. There's others, obviously. I can't remember. Those are the big ones.
her to come up here so she could see it. I don't think that's asking too much. She can live 3 hours away. Every time she says, can you do this? Can you come here? Can you do this? Everything. How many times do we have plans? I really can't. I have to cancel. Wendy needs us for this. Wendy needs us to babysit. So we've been really good nannies, and I guess our job is up. Because now the boys are older. They can go out with friends. They can do things on their own. So she doesn't need grandma and grandpa. Okay. Pretty hurtful. I have one son that I don't speak with. I have one son who's close to being dead. And my daughter, whom I love.
What is Donna doing here, okay? I mean, she wants to express. She's overloaded, right? She's got anxiety. She's stressed. I mean, I can imagine how my mother would be in this situation, and not great. She's got a lot on her plate right now. I mean, it's all her own plate, right? Fuck her. But, you know, I'm just trying to get my head round why Donna is having this conversation with these two people that aren't involved in anything. You know, what apart from she gets the opportunity to that's all. I guess she's getting some sympathy. I mean, she's feeding, right? She's getting her narcissistic fuel from these people. Bloodsucker.
Doing this? I don't get it. I don't get it. I said to Harvey, I swear to God, our family was cursed. Absolutely cursed. And I don't know how to...
Our family was cursed. No, that's not it, Donna. You just made really bad, selfish decisions. You know? You were unreasonable. You have this pathological need to get your own way and to not compromise about anything. You know, Dan wasn't being an asshole. Dan wanted a healthy, or as healthy relationship as could be for the good of the boys. He wanted to be civil, and what was that he put in the divorce agreement? There was a term for it. I don't remember the legal term, but it basically meant, as part of the agreement, the mother and father of the boys, Dan and Wendy, agree to have mutual... It's just niceness, basically. You know, courtesy. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. It wasn't anything like we need to act like we're together or something like that. It was just, look, we're going to be nice to each other in front of the boys, because I think it will be good for our children to see that mature adults can be mature adults, even if there's difficult stuff. Dan was being completely reasonable, even accommodating to Wendy's absurd needs to live in Miami. You know? You were being unreasonable. It's not a curse, Donna. It's your own bad, ill-intended actions. That's what it is. It really is that simple, Donna.
Take care of it anymore. So,
yeah, I'd love to see Harvey Adelson in a jalaba. You guys know what a jalaba is? We'll see if we can bring up a picture. Hey, you can disappear in Morocco in no time. Just put on a jalaba.
we're going to better have it at a table than a chair. I know, just click it off. Because some members of the emails up under our faces, so I have to at night shut off the sound because it doesn't stop. I'll show you what we did. A hotel, because you need an address to put on the visa. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think that's it. I don't know. Who said that? T... Where has it gone? Tim F says, don't be an idiot. Well, that's a little harsh, Tim. Morocco, there is an extradition from Morocco. Don't be an idiot. They won't extradite for commercial crimes, but for murder they will. People are confused. I don't believe you're correct, Tim. Can we look it up? Let's try and look it up. I'm looking at a ton of evidence here, Tim, that says Morocco does not have any extradition treaty with the United States, commercial crime or otherwise. So perhaps if you'd like to make your point and call the host of the show an idiot, you could back it up with some reading material. Okay, moving on. We're moving right on to Donna's arrest video. Look at that. There it is, all keyed up and everything. Keyed right up. We've been to Vietnam before. That doesn't matter because you're never going again. You know, what are they thinking? And I know, look, that Harvey's just seen Pat Sanford, hasn't he? He's just seen Pat Sanford coming in. I think that this body cam is worn by Pat Sanford. Oh, no, it's not. But, yeah. Pat Sanford just has a head that you can never forget, right?
Hi, how are you? You have an ID? Donna Adelson? Yes. You're under arrest for your cell phone. No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Okay. Oh no, that wasn't that wasn't Tim that said that. It was the two. The two was in Morocco in 1978. We had to lock arms going through the square. They would kidnap the blondes. Scary times. Or just cover your hair. It's fun. This is evidence, guys. This is all evidence. That phone is evidence. And I remember Roberta Glass looking at Donna Adelson maybe trying to push a button on her phone, and that maybe it's a button where you can press it and it deletes everything. I don't know if that's ever been shown to be true or not, but do we see anything here?
Cell phone. No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to? Because my attorney said not to. Why do I have to?
Does anybody have a fancy phone where you can delete everything at the touch of a button? I mean, I just don't know if I see Apple or Samsung like coming up with that. Who are they making that for? Who needs to wipe their phone at the touch of a button? It seems kind of a risk, you know. What if you touch that button in your pocket?
Evidence. She's under arrest. I have to go with. I have to go. I have to go. You don't have no choice. Let me help you out. No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. Don't stay. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah, and you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't come with me?
Please, can I help? No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's got to help him get...
My just playing the age card straight away, right? Straight onto the age card. My husband's 80 years old. He can't come with me. He can't come with me. He's going to be lost. He doesn't even know his own name.
It's terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Is that okay with you?
please.
What's insane about it, Donna? You're here, we're here, you're under arrest. It's that simple.
You have anything in your pocket?
No.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No,
Unless you have a necklace on. You
What I
can
got?
take it off. I'll take
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at County Yale, they're gonna make
Tim, you're continuing to raise a non-issue. This is not a news report of, valid information about extradition countries. Why don't we just start saying that Scotland has no extradition treaty with the U.S.? It's really not that kind of show, Tim, okay? I don't really care whether or not Morocco has an extradition treaty with the United States. It's not on my list of things to either confirm or deny. I thought it was funny to imagine Harvey Adelson walking around Chef Showin in a fucking jalaba. That's where my interest ends, okay?
Make a remove all that.
Can I call my attorney?
You can. You have a passport already?
Where am I going?
Which open your finger?
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County jail.
Dade County jail. No, this is right here. The one on two.
I'm sorry, remove your earrings?
And do I remember this right, that they don't take her bag, her luggage? Man, why not? I'd take the earrings too. She might have put a plan in her earrings. Those earrings could be code for part of the plan, right? Take them.
Yeah, we'll go back.
You take it right through this.
Yeah, we'll go back out and just...
You're making a mistake.
Okay.
It's another mistake. It's two
Do me a favor
mistakes.
and try to take
That's
the...
two mistakes. That's two mistakes, Donna. Charlie, the first mistake, and now this is the second mistake. That's two mistakes. Yep. Two mistakes. Another mistake. This is great placement for Nike, huh? Just do it. Just flee. That should be Nike's new logo. Just go to the airport. Just try and get out. Try and get to a non-extradition country like Scotland.
Can you get this off for me?
Can you take it off, please, Donna? I don't want to...
Take it off. Take it off. Can we get a little soap over here for the wedding ring? It hasn't been off in 50 years. She sleeps with it on. She hasn't taken the ring off. It's just sealed onto her ring finger right here. Take it off. Take it off. Put it in the coffee.
I want to hurt her this way.
Please.
Just a minute. Honestly, just a minute.
Please.
It's getting there. Hold on, honey. Listen to me.
Yeah. I'll call.
Get an Uber, go home.
I will.
Take
I
it
will.
easy.
I will.
All right.
Get an Uber, go home, take it easy. This is all code, right? So what she's really saying is phone Daniel Rashbaum immediately. Dan's the one to sort this out. I just imagine Dan Rashbaum getting the call. You know, he's probably got a fireman's pole right in his bedroom that he jumps on. He gets the call, the alarm starts going, Donnas needs help. And he just jumps onto the fireman pole, slides down it. It goes straight into the driver's seat of his convertible Miata. You know, probably where his trousers are hanging. He slides into his pants, into the driver's seat, and he's on the move to Dade County Jail. He's going to be there before she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's anything else in her person that she wants to...
Oh, it's coming, sweetheart. It's coming. Just a second.
Do you have her driver's license by any chance?
I'm sorry?
I remember other channels as well getting all excited, going, oh, look, she's having trouble with her ring. Could it be that is the Holocaust ring that Wendy didn't give back to Dan? Okay, fucking hell, you people really drive me mad. I know I don't care about your opinions, but they do upset me sometimes. Why are you imagining things like that? Why the fuck would Donna Adelson be wearing the Holocaust engagement ring that Dan gave to Wendy? Why do you people feel the need to embellish what is already a fantastic, multi-tiered, multi-layered, deep story with this kind of fiction. Yes, maybe the wedding ring was the Holocaust diamond. And inside the Holocaust diamond, there was a code. And the code was a clue to the part of the plan. Shut up. Leave me alone. Leave your ideas alone.
It's in my purse.
Yeah. Yeah, then you could give it. Sure.
It's
Do you need her
almost there.
passport? Or can I give it to the husband? The passport can I give it to the husband?
What's over?
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white. It's in the blue and white.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get a driver's license for it. Yeah.
And the license, the address on your license is correct?
Yes.
She needs all her.
Yeah, the address on my license is correct. It reads number 1, Miami Road, Miami. You go to the tallest building on that road, and I'm right at the top.
When she goes to the jail, they work together with the hospital.
They're all in here, though.
Yes, they work. If I take them here, what will happen is when you go there, they possibly toss them out. So when you go to there, you will meet the nurse and the doctor, and then they'll work in conjunction with the hospital to get you whatever you need.
Yeah, but I don't have a list with me. I know what's.
Driver's license? Yes.
I have a.
Is it multiple?
Tim F. I've never heard of Scott Rothstein, okay? I've just got to block you. Just go, man. You seem to be like, I don't know. I look at you and I see your messages and I just see a cloud. I see a grey storm cloud. How do I block? Where's the block? I need to go to chat options. Chat options. Oh, I can't do it there. Okay, just give me a second. Gotta block this guy. Fucking hell, he's still going on about it. Oh, here we go again. What's he saying now? Wendy will have put the ring on the blah 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 to spite the Markels. Believe it. I.e., it's sitting in an owner's treasure box. And Wendy has the Benjamins. Chances of recovery 0. Well, that's the most intelligent thing you've said all night, Tim. Too bad it's the last. Goodbye. Hey, chat, I just felt the world get lighter. We lost a moron.
It's just 1 or 2.
There's a bag of medication in here. Is that what you're asking me?
There's a bag of medication in here. In fact, this is it. This bag here. This bag, 3 foot by 2, is full of pills. Yes, it's called my designer pharmaceutical collection. Yes, basically my prescription pad, my husband and my son, they just let me fill out my own. It's like a pick and mix.
No, I know. I was just trying to find out if it was like 1 or 2. Yeah, if it was 1 or 2, then she maybe could take the name down.
Do you need anything else from her?
Can I ask
So
you
we're good to
something?
go?
Can someone just get my husband outside and
So I'll get him.
The gentleman here will assist him in any way.
This place is a maze for an 80-year-old dentist. He'll be lost. I think it's a common thing that gets discussed, but there is something quite satisfying thinking of Harvey Adelson still in there to this day, unable to find his way out of the jungle that is Miami International Airport.
Wait, I have the ring. Hold on.
Let me have the ring, please.
Okay. No, I was going to say, that's crazy.
Okay.
All right, so no, so I don't have the meds, honey, they're all in here.
Give me one moment, please. Hold the body. 1 moment.
Okay, what is with airport design? Why is it like this? Does it need to be like this? It could be fun. You know, it could be nice. Every airport in the world. Well, that's not true, actually. Anyone been to Singapore? That was the most beautiful airport I'd ever seen in my life. Their smoking area is like one of the best hotels in the world. It's just, wow. Even the urinals. I spent about half an hour looking at a urinal in Singapore airport. It blew me away.
Go out or?
I mean, I suppose you know how shopping malls are designed in a way to encourage spending. You know, IKEA is designed in a way just to keep you in there, but they do their best to kind of make it fun, right? Like a journey. We're on a journey and we're going to go through the journey together and, you know, buy all this shit. You know, it's done in those stages, and there's arrows on the floor, and if you forget something from bedding and have to find your way back, you're fucked, because you're going to be in there for 4 hours walking in a circle. And then you finally get to the bit, what is it called? The market hall, right? Where they've got all the little stuff. You've been through the furniture section. You've seen all of the showroom stuff that they've laid out like it's a real house, right? You've sat on every sofa cushion in the place. You know, and then you finally get to the market hall where they have the saucepans and the placemats, and what else do they have in there? You know, it used to be that stuff you could get for cheap. Now it's just as expensive as a real shop. What the fuck, IKEA? What happened, Sweden? The hot dogs are still $1 a piece, though. Why was I talking about IKEA? Yeah, no, airports, in theory, should be designed in a way that takes the sting out of travel, you know? People are going to be sat in there for fucking 6 hours sometimes, right? But they don't really care, do they? It should be a place that's designed to make travel, like, not that bad. And they can do it, because if you get into the fucking club class, special exclusive waiting room, you know, where you get all the free shit, it's not that bad. It's quite nice. You can sit on a comfortable leather chair next to a big window, and it's quiet, and there's no screaming kids. But that's it, isn't it? If you're in the regular section with the rest of the suckers, then it's just tie rack, fucking, what else do they have in there? Sunglasses Hut, buy this now. Massive Toblerone bar. Don't forget that Donna is wearing some of the most comfortable exclusive sneakers available on the public market, right? Hoka, designed by Hoka, specifically designed to be ultimately ergonomic, right? I mean, it's like she's walking on a couple of pillows right now. So at least she has that. I wonder how those prison slides are doing for her arch support. Not that great. Man, Pat Sanford's never gonna walk through an airport the same way again, is he? A few months down the line, he'll be taking a trip with his wife and the kids. They'll be queuing up, you know, queuing up at Jamba Juice, getting an $18 fruit smoothie. And he'll be thinking, yeah, that smell, that's airport smell. I remember the last time I was in an airport when we put cuffs on Donna, getting a little chubby in his pants at the idea.
You have your case number, Vicky?
No.
Okay. All right.
I have an issue with the new system.
Yeah. I'm running 06 from now, from here, and then I'll get the case number for the video.
Oh, Carrie, please enlighten me. What is ORF? It'd be great if Donna actually did have a giant Toblerone bar when she was arrested, and Pat Sanford's like, no, this is evidence. This is evidence. It's coming with us. Okay? And they get to the jail, and they're checking in her property to what do you call it? You know, for booking. And they get to the massive Toblerone bar, and they're just like, well, we don't have a drawer big enough for this. And the cops are like, well, we're just going to all take one big, giant Swiss triangle of chocolate. Nugget chocolate. That would have been a great product placement for Toblerone, you know? I mean, we've already got Nike and Hoka. I'm pretty sure if they'd have opened the bag, Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, and Bayer would have been having their brand logos all over the screen. Oh, do you have Hokas, Neverly? How fantastic. Are they great? Are they wonderful? Yeah, oh, that's so cool. I think we get a close-up of Donna's Hokas when she gets into the police car. Imagine if you have the very same color design. Let's wait and see, Neverly. How fantastic is that? I'm absolutely certain, Yowery, that the Adelsons have money in every hidden bank account that you can think of. Cayman Islands, Zurich. Where else do people keep money? Belize? Charlie's always on about Belize, isn't he? Or someone's on about Belize. I wonder why.
You want to use the elevator? No, that won't work. Oh.
Norfolk International Airport. Thank you, Carrie.
The other one on the other side. Yeah, I'll hold you. All right, stay tight.
This is your last time on an escalator, Donna. Enjoy it while you can. It's a bit like being on a ride, except that you're surrounded by sheriff's deputies. And these cops, these are not high-profile cops. I think they're airport cops, right? I mean, is that, what does it say on his, it's too small. I can't make it out. Oh, it says Miami-Dade County, Florida, Miami-Dade Police Department. Okay, so he is a real cop. He's not just airport cop. But I don't know. I mean, has he ever arrested someone for murder? He doesn't look like the kind of cop that's involved in that a lot. I could be wrong. Am I being judgmental? I don't know. Just going out of the artificial air-conditioned environment with that smell of 10 million people's DNA all over the place, and into the, I think this is like an underground parking lot, so you've got the heat and the fumes, right? Heat and fumes, that feeling you get when you get into the heat and fumes of an underground airport parking lot. It's amazing the things you miss when you've done a year in prison. I bet you pay good money to walk into the fumes of an underground airport parking lot right now.
Okay, we want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this body cam video. I mean, I think it's pretty clear from the body cams that...
Okay, I want to know who is responsible for this guy's hair. What is he putting on his hair that makes it do that? And why? It's just... What is that? It's just, it's too much for me to even deal with.
We cover that it's not always safe out there. When you're hurt, it can be confusing. It can be scary. You don't really know.
Yeah, here, listen to the fear. Listen to the fear I'm going to tell you that you should have. Because when you're hurt, it can be alone. It can be scary when you're hurt. That's why you need this product from Morgan & Morgan. forthepeople.com.
Know where to turn. Well, Morgan & Morgan is actually the largest injury law firm in America. And at a time when you already have so much to think about.
Okay, what is going on with the casting director for this commercial? Who are these people? They choose people most likely to be relatable to their target audience, their demographic, right? So they're like, well, we need a couple, in their early 40s, slightly overweight, and we think that they'll be reviewing our website together on an iPad, because that's what couples do, isn't it? They sit down together on a leather couch, on a leather love seat. That couch is barely big enough for two. And they review insurance policies on an iPad.
They're going to make it super easy for you. They have completely modernized the process because you submit your claim, you sign contracts, you upload documents, you talk to your whole legal team all on your phone. That's it. An attorney is going to review your case in just 8 clicks. Also,
what were those texts?
Sign contracts.
Feeling better?
You upload documents, you talk to your whole legal team all on your phone. That's it. An attorney is going to review your...
Feeling better? Much better, thanks. Now that I've signed up to this product, I feel great.
Case in just 8 clicks. Also, they have 4,000...
8 clicks. Wow, that's quick.
...support staff that can help you too, which is...
Listen, buddy, you can get anything in 8 clicks, if you know how.
Just amazing to think about. And in terms of price, well, you only pay them if you win. There's no upfront fee. So if you're injured and you want to join the over 3 million people that call them every year, you can submit a claim at www.forthepeople.com/LCBodyCam or by dialing #law. That's #529 on your phone.
Sit, please. Just be careful your head.
So somebody settled this for me in comments. When Americans say pound, do they mean hash? Like a hashtag? Is that a pound in the States? Or are you talking about the currency symbol, like dollar and pound?
I would sit first.
I gotta know this. Who's gonna tell me what pound is in the States? Is it hash, like hashtag? Or is it like you have the pound currency symbol on a phone? Why?
Perfect. Thank you.
I've always wondered that, and I really want to know. So somebody please tell me in the comments. It is hashtag. Okay. Okay. So you can write a pound, meaning the weight, like 2.2 pounds. You can write that instead of LB with a hashtag?
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
You want to take my spot? You want to move over?
Okay, okay, I'll do that. Huh? Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that. Let me. Wait, you can have the car if you want, you. Let me leave the camera.
The address on the license is good.
Huh?
The address on the license
That's a comment, okay? Recording.
And now we go to guilt cam. But she does amazingly well here, I gotta say. I know she's medicated up the yin-yang, but, you know, she just handles this pretty well. I gotta give her some credit, I'm afraid, for this, for sitting in the car. You know, just imagine walking through her mind at this moment. There's been a big shock, a big disappointment. There's a lot of fear kicking in. There's a lot of processing kicking in. You know, because when she was getting ready from that phone call we heard earlier until today, it's been go, go, go in the icon, right? Packing, sorting out the wills, making money for Roman, trying to get in touch with Wendy, speaking to Dan, speaking to Charlie, booking the flights. I mean, fuck me. I get stressed when I'm just getting on a plane normally. You know, these guys have been busy. And, you know, all of that is over now. And I imagine that there is some strange sense of peace. Obviously, she doesn't want to get caught, but she doesn't really have to do anything now. Nothing is riding on her anymore. Her decisions, they've been taken away from her. She doesn't have decisions anymore. So there has been some pressure removed, even though she's not going to like sitting in jail, and she knows that Charlie's been in suicide watch, and that was hell for him, and she's certainly going to have the same. Or did she get out of that pretty quick because she's Donna and knows how to talk to people? Evelina, you keep saying ciao. Are you coming or going? Did we miss the shoes? I think we missed the shoes. Shit. Or, no, I think she gets out of the car in a little bit to get some water. Hey, Neverly, darling, what are you going to do if your beloved Hockers are the same color as Donna Adelson's? Maybe they're auctioning her grave as well. Maybe you should purchase that. You know, for when the time comes. Years from now, of course. Okay, we've opened the doors to Pound Gate in the comments. I don't mind it, because, you know, I don't know, that guy earlier with his fucking extradition, and he was going on about some case that I'd never heard of. Stephen Rothstein or something. Yeah, she's absolutely medicated. You can totally tell that she's she's super mellow, right? But even so, you can also see that her mind is busy and it's processing. When you're an Adelson, even this Adelson, who's not got the natural ability that Wendy might do, she's just nasty, very nasty woman. But she processes, and you can really see that in this quite lengthy, I think most of the rest of this video is just this shot. So we might play the whole thing. It's not too long. It's like 15 minutes. There. Okay, blue going into pink stripe. I know you've already checked, Neverly, but someone somewhere watching this video might have the same shoes. So if you're out there and you're a fan of Hoka footwear and you've got white shoes with a blue stripe going into pink, pink at the front, blue at the back, Hoka logo in dark blue, it looks like, you have Donna Adelson's shoes. Hey Donna, pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. We want to see, we want to settle a bet. Yeah, Dan, we should cover some British stuff. I really want to do some Ian Huntley. He's got an incredible, I might even throw it on as a bonus at the end of this video. He's got an incredible interview to the media following the disappearance of those two girls that he murdered.
Well, the air condition doesn't go to the back because of the vent, because of the plastic. Can we open this a little bit then?
Yeah, damn right, Neverly darling. It's coffee time. In fact, I'm going to put on the pot right now. So if people do want to support the channel, you can do. There's a link in the description to buymeacoffee.com. We would really appreciate it.
That's fine. It'll be freezing. You'll be glad you have it. Do you know how long we're going to sit? Oh, how long we're going to sit here?
And as soon as he comes back, he's going to take you from here to the warrant bureau and then to the facility. We're waiting for the other officer to come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever information he took from you, I guess that's what he was missing, so he's going to enter that into that.
Okay. So the next place is what? The warrant? What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say the next place was?
Well, see, what happened is the warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrant bureau for that information to get entered, and then after that gets entered before we can take you to the jail, to the local jail.
Okay, because I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you if there.
Hey Donna, this is you finding out that there was a warrant, okay? They're not going to come to you, announce that there is a warrant for your arrest, then go away to arrest you at some later date. What is in your head? I didn't know there was a warrant. Aren't they supposed to inform me and then arrest me later?
Something in place.
So aren't this...
Like anyone who's watched a basic television show about cops or a dramatized, fictional movie, any film with an arrest. We have a warrant for your arrest, you're under arrest. I mean, this is basic. Unless you have been living on Mars for the past 3 decades, in a cave, with your eyes shut and your fingers in your ears, you would know this information.
Supposed to inform? Aren't they supposed to inform me if there was a warrant for me?
Well, I don't know the details.
I don't either.
They had a warrant. The gentleman that you met earlier in the plain clothes?
Yes.
Right. They were supposed to inform you of whatever, and then because it's a county warrant, that's how we became involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Frankly, I'm stunned that Pat Sanford has just handed it over to what seemed to be basic entry-level 25 grand a year beat cops. Or maybe it's 50 grand a year, whatever it is, you know, the lowest paid bracket of police. If I were Pat Sanford, I would not let Donna Adelson out of my sight until she was in the custody, you know, whatever you call it, center, the jail, the custody center. I think that's called jail metrics, okay? Yes, the custody center. That's where Judge Everett goes every weekend. The custard center. It's like the Cheesecake Factory, but for custard. Hey, Yendra, how you doing? Next time you go to Miami International, be sure to wear a pair of Hoka sneakers, and then you'll get the full Donna Adelson experience. That's what I'd do. I might even go so far as to get myself arrested for some low-level crime wearing my Hawkers, you know. Just before check-in, get really drunk and start shouting about politics. You know, just to get the full immersive experience of Donna Adelson's perp walk. You know, from the same boarding gate and everything, every step of the way.
Raining a lot yet?
Been raining.
Okay, brother. Thank you, man. I'll see you. Airport 3502. Change my QTH to Warren, transporting a white female, ready for starting.
I think that's probably the nicest thing that you could refer to Donna as anymore. A white female. We believe that she's human. It's possible.
6003. Gonna roll out the windows. It's raining once we exit, okay?
Oh, it really adds to the atmosphere when she gets to the jail and it's this raining, dark, cold scene with the only light is the spotlight, you know, cameras everywhere, signposts that say no weapons beyond this point. I mean, it really feels like a Disney film when they, you know, I don't know, when Lady from Lady and the Tramp gets locked in the pound or something, right? Disney set the scene. It's like that. It's so appropriate. If it was on a sunny Miami day, it just wouldn't have been movie quality like it is here.
40-year-old male feeling fine.
Here's something. Let me lock the door.
Just push my glasses up a little on my
Absolutely.
nose.
Like that?
Oh,
okay?
thank you.
No, you're welcome. Gonna go to that office right there on the corner.
What was that? She wanted the cop to adjust her glasses?
Just push my glasses up a little on my
Absolutely.
nose.
Like that?
Oh,
okay?
thank you.
No, you're welcome.
It's the little things, right, Donna? You know? The cop pushed your glasses back up onto your nose. Oh. You won't need that much more anymore, Donna. You're going to be filling out in the jail. Yeah, you'll need a bigger pair of glasses.
Gonna go to that office right there on the corner. Let me get the door for you. Thank you. How you doing? Just have a seat over there. Just hang over. Just pick this up. We turn around a little bit this way, so it's protocol that we need to follow, you know? Rules and regulations.
Yeah, the rules and regulations are, Donna, that we're going to chain you to the wall. This is your new life now.
Ready? Whatever. Take your time, no rush. Go for your head. We're gonna go through that door over in the corner.
Oh man, Patricia Burns, please. Yeah, Patricia, I think that's one of the worst words for that part of anatomy. I think the only one that tops it is flange.
Cool, 34. Could you show me a arrival of TK? Ready for ending? $6014. Let's have a seat. Oh, you know why?
It's all red.
Yeah. That's why.
Just the buzzing of that big metallic door, that security buzzing. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's like music to me.
Well, let's stand over there just in case it starts raining. How you doing, boss? Hold on for me.
Okay, so we are done with that. But there's another angle. I mean, should we? I don't want to watch the whole thing from the other angle. Where is the other angle? YouTube's. Oh, let's go back to where. There we go. Look at that. Pretty Donna. We need to Donna Adelson body cam. Well, I don't know. Is there anything of value here? Maybe we should proceed to her first appearance. Let's just give it a quick look. Please, please. I'm 80 years old.
Inside.
They're saying, do you have anything in you?
Look at Sammy. Do you have anything in your pockets or in you? Ugh, please. We've already been through that imagery with Patricia. Do you have anything in you? We're gonna get some hazmat experts down here to extract your plan.
Inside.
They're saying, do you have anything in you?
Who the hell is that? Is that just a passenger? How did she get into this? This is a secure area.
Whatever. Yeah, take it off. And the rings, take everything. Give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at County Yale, they're going to make you remove all that. You got a passport ready?
Yeah, you can call your attorney, but Dan Rashbaum probably has it set to silent. He's catalog shopping at this time. Yeah, he's looking at credenzas.
They're saying Broward County, so
They County Yale.
Broward County, right? Please. Are you going?
It's really just more of the same, guys. Let's go to the wiretaps. What should we do now? Maybe we should go to the comments. Let's have a quick look in the comments. Where are our comments? What should we do? Should we have a look at Donna's court first appearance with that crazy judge? Well, it's not quite 4 or 5 in the morning yet, Spacey. It's 2:44 a.m. But that's okay. I slept yesterday, so I should be good for the next 72 hours. We could just go straight on to Stephanie Lazarus. But then again, it is Donna Day today. But, man, I was watching the Stephanie Lazarus interrogation earlier just to get a little reacquainted. And I found the most crazy, like, 2 street names come up. And when she's talking about where John Rutten used to live in the 80s. And I heard those street names, and I was like, street names. Where have I heard those 2 names before? And I looked it up. I don't know if I should say yet. I'm not going to say yet. But they're 2 characters from a well-known Disney film. And, yeah, we'll be revealing that when we do our Stephanie Lazarus. It's very popular request. A lot of people have been like, yes, can't wait for this one. And we put out a poll. I don't know if how many of you all saw that on the channel earlier. We put out a poll saying, as today is Donna Adelson's 1-year anniversary of being arrested, maybe we should do this, or maybe we should still do the Stephanie Lazarus. And I was thinking everybody would be Adelson. But it was pretty close. I think it was about 40-60 in favor of Donna. Anyway, what should we do now? Well, we've got Norla crying out for Stephanie Lazarus. But then I'm going to have to make a thumbnail and another stream. What could we do that's Donna related, guys? Because we've only been on for 2 hours and a quarter. We've got at least another hour, maybe more, to go, to kill. What shall we do? I guess we could do her court appearances. We could even go to Marissa Descalzo. Donna Adelson court. Ugh, I just saw Dan Rashbaum's face. I'm looking for it, guys. It's only a short video, so it doesn't come up. First appearance. First appearance. God damn it, where is it? I started watching that chapter episode on Donna, or the Adelson case, the other day, and I turned it off. You know, I used to watch that guy religiously. It was all that was on all the time, all day. But I don't know, he's been kind of behind with this case. He did mention it. I think it was probably one of the first videos I ever saw. It was before Katie McBanner's first trial that he released a video, and I saw it way back then. And at that time, he was thinking Wendy might be innocent. As far as I remember, it's been years since I saw it. But he disappeared for a while, probably off somewhere counting all his money. 2 million subscribers. I mean, how much is too much? Yeah, he's done very well, that guy. Mike. But yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing of his recent video about the Adelson case. It just didn't catch me. Okay, so let's try this one. Oliver Twist over here. Look at her. Holding out a bowl of porridge.
All rise. Court's now in session. The Honorable Jason Jones presiding.
Ah, this is interesting, Carrie. He got so much wrong in the recent video. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to go through it. I might do a video message to Mike. A kind message. You know, I like the guy. He's a great talent. He's done really well. And, you know, but if he's got a load of stuff wrong, maybe I'll just make a video kindly correcting him on all the facts that we have, because we're real Adelson addicts.
The attorney's complete.
Man, that's an intimidating looking judge. How big is he?
Announce themselves for the record.
Douglas office in Florida.
Pam Presnell with the Public Defender's Office.
So it looks like we have Miss Donna Adelson in the chair. Good morning, Miss Adelson. This is Judge Jones. You are here.
Yeah, I love True Crime Loser. He's great. I would love to be that funny. But you know, he's a pro. He's an actual pro. He's an actual stand-up comedian. What am I? Nothing. I have no identity.
First appearance on case number 2023 CF 3226. You are charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder, and 1 count of solicitation to commit murder. I see that we have your attorney with us here on Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marisol Descalzo on behalf of Donna Adelson.
Good morning, Ms. Descalzo. So this was an arrest that was done by warrant. PC has already been found. I have reviewed the PC warrant.
Yeah, well, you don't have to go much further than Reddit to find an amazing amount of misguided information about the Adelson case. It's like on Reddit, there's people that get excited. I guess that they've just found out about the case and they're just getting involved, and you know, I guess we were all there one time, right? So you have to be understanding about these things. But it's like, I barely look at Reddit anymore because going through the Adelson, Dan Markel, whatever feed, it's like, give me a break. What are you talking about? You know? Hey, maybe we should do some of that. I've been meaning to do that on a live. Go through some Reddit posts just randomly and maybe find some video to, you know, that's relevant to the posts. We'll see how this goes.
State what is your recommendation for Dawn?
Oh yeah, Yindra, especially when this attorney comes up to Leon County and she's just like, you know, so eager to show balls, you know. She comes in there, guns blazing. She imagines herself kicking down the door of courtroom G or B and just, you know, 2 6-shooters in her hands and just firing like a wild woman. I mean, it's just like, calm the fuck down, lady. You're giving my dog anxiety.
This is a grand jury indictment, Judge. The true bill indicated there was a no bond on count 1. The murder in first degree, $25,000 bonds set on counts 2 and 3. Obviously, no contact with the victim's family. No contact, I suspect, also with co-defendants.
Yeah, Carrie B, I really want to do some stuff in the format, in a similar format to Matt Orchard, and I think it can be done. I think we've got the stones to pull it off, you know. We just need a bit of time. This is why we're always bugging you guys for coffees, you know, because it helps not only the equipment we need for the studio, but also just to buy us enough time to do something really special for True Crime Metrics, to take it into the next level. We've already conquered the commentary world, you know. We own that world now. We've planted our flag. But now it's time to go after the rest of the subscribers out there, because commentary only gets you so far. And is it going to go much further than this? Just me, wise ass, commenting on videos? I don't think it's going to go too much further than this, you know. Maybe when we finally get to the Donna Adelson trial, things will pick up. But really, I think we need to start doing more things in a Matt Orchard inspired format, because he's funny, but he also tells the full story and gives great facts. And the videos are just so nicely done, involving, you know. And you know, I really want to take this channel in that direction. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and you can help. You can help support by the coffee link in the description.
Previously charged with the state or witnesses listed in the probable cause affidavit.
Okay, this is dry as fuck. I'm so glad we didn't have this judge in any of the trials. Loved the judges in the trials. I can't do this video. Should we do the Marissa Descalzo? Alright, next person that has a good idea for the next video, that's who I'm going to listen to. Who is that person? What would be a good video to cover next? You see, I should be prepared. I should have all this written down and everything. But, you know, we're keeping a low profile. Yeah, right. Matt Orchard's got nothing on metrics, Neverly darling. You're right, you know. Let him... He can do what he likes in New Zealand. Little North Island, South Island, whatever. Marissa. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Donna Adelson... Don't forget, we've got Chief Mac in this video as well, guys. The one and only Chief Mac. What am I going to put here? What is the name of the trial? Well, the appearance. God damn it. What would I search for that? Leon County. Nope. You see, this is why I need to put all the videos that I like on my own channel and just collect them so I can find them. There's like 10 million Donna Adelson videos here. Ah, got it. Maybe we should read some of her emails as well. I'll see if I can find her emails while we're watching this.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Stephen Howard presiding.
Oh.
Good afternoon. Everyone can be seated.
Hey. Thanks so much for the coffees, DBs RN3. That is really appreciated, DBs.
Before we get going, I'm going to log into Zoom. I believe Ms. Kappelman, the...
Yeah, Neverly, I'll dig out the emails now and read them out.
alleged victim's family is waiting to view the proceedings on Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me get signed in. And from there, we'll get started.
Okay, you're ready for some Donna Adelson email? Hang on a second, I just need to kind of pre-read this a little bit. My birthday, this is Donna speaking now, guys. My birthday is February 5th, and of course I spent it here alone. It was awful. Now that my trial has been delayed, I will spend my 75th birthday alone again. To answer some of your questions, how does it feel to go from the jail to the courthouse? I am transported with shackles around my feet and a chain around my waist. My hands are handcuffed to my waist. It's what one would think would be done to a wild animal. However, I'm the animal. Family visitation? I can only have scheduled in-person visits with my attorneys. I do not want to see my family through a glass holding a phone. I've seen movies with that type of visitation, and I find that to be beyond depressing. My husband has asked me numerous times if I would like him to fly here and for that type of visit. I just can't do it. I'll wait till whenever my trial is rescheduled and see him in the courtroom. I speak to my husband several times a day and kiss his picture on my tablet every night before I go to bed. He is my rock. I couldn't make it through this horrific experience without him. He's so kind, strong, smart, and funny. He makes it possible for me to survive another day in this environment. I'm so grateful that he is my husband. I have 2 weeks to go before I go to the courthouse for a case management hearing, where I hope the judge will find a new date on his calendar for my trial. Until then, I just have to make it through every day. I speak to my friends and family, but since my trial was stopped and I lost my lead attorney, it's hard to speak to anyone without crying. I don't want to call people and cry on the phone, so I don't make as many calls as I used to. Maybe once I have a new trial date, this will change, but after what just happened, I don't know what to believe. Will something else come up that changes the date? I change page. Changes the date again? I don't know what to believe any longer. I spent my entire life believing in the rule of law and our justice system. I never got a parking ticket, but I'm sitting in jail accused of murder. I was told by a mental health, that's in quotes, I was told by a mental health professional when I arrived here that innocent people are not arrested. I've been told by numerous officers here that I should get a change of venue, as I don't have a chance at a fair trial in Tallahassee. But sadly, that decision is up to the judge. 4 people have been tried for this crime, and all convicted by the same prosecutor in the same courthouse. There has been 10 years of negative social media in this case. Any fair-minded person would agree that the venue should be changed, but no, not in Tallahassee. I am not staying on a level playing field. I'm not starting on a level playing field. I hope... thank you for your interest. I hope in the future my innocence will be shown. Thanks, Donna. Okay, so there's one of them.
All right, we're here this afternoon in State of Florida versus Donna Adelson, 2023 CF 3226. Counsel of record as to each party may make their appearances.
Georgia Kappelman and Sarah Catherine Dugan for the state.
Marisol Descalzo on behalf of Donna Adelson, who's present in court and seated to my left.
Mr. Pimentel, Mr. Toomey, go ahead.
Greg Toomey, Your Honor, for both the Sheriff's Office and, yes, Chair, the medical provider in jail.
Sheriff's Office General Counsel James Finney-Plesser.
All right. For everyone that is observing on Zoom, please do not interfere with the hearing. Of course, you may observe as to everything that takes place. Mr. Scalzo, I've reviewed your emergency motion to enjoin the jail. Is there any further argument or testimony that you wish to take in support of your motion?
Your Honor.
All right, you ready for some motor mouth?
I'll just add to supplement to my motion, which was filed last week, that we are now on day 22 of direct observation. Mrs. Adelson continues unable to participate in her defense. She's not permitted any papers. I cannot mail her anything. I did have a call with her on Friday, but only because Mrs. Kappelman facilitated it for me. And on that call, it was not a private call. Ms. Adelson was forced to put me on speakerphone with guards listening. There is just no way that Mrs. Adelson can.
What's the movie with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson? The Court. What is that called? The Truth. You Can't Handle the Truth.
Prepare for her defense in this manner.
All right, there is one question.
Did you see that stare? Look at that stare. What is her problem?
Guards listening.
This is Tallahassee. Be nice.
There is just no way that Mrs. Adelson can prepare for her defense in this manner.
Bush. Look at that. This is my game face. I've said it before that this lady has about 8 brothers that all used to pull her hair and take all the hot water in the shower, leave her no shampoo, and she had to fight from an early age, and this is the result.
All right, there is one question that I had specifically as to this issue, and I noticed within your pleading that you had quotes from your client and also some observations of what has been taking place.
Thank you, Veggie Girl. A few good men. Yes, this lady, I think she believes that she's Tom Cruise in her mind, right? She thinks she's going to storm into the courtroom and petition the judge. Let my client go.
With the correctional staff, are you alleging that you have no ability to access your client or that there is limited contact with your client?
No,
I'm alleging that if I want to have visitations with my client, then I have to travel to Tallahassee and breathe in the sweaty air of your smelly, dusty town.
I'm not saying that there is no ability. The direct observations that are contained within my motion were not observed by myself, but Daniel Rashbaum, Charlie Adelson's attorney, had a visit with Charlie Adelson, and he was able to swap it out for Miss Donna Adelson the week of, I think, November 27th or 28th. So he was able to have that conversation.
See, right there, Georgia should have been conflict of interest. Fire all of the attorneys immediately. We need to safeguard this conviction so that some slippery fucking lawyer trick doesn't happen.
With her.
I still think that whole thing was a fucking play, you know. I mean, I know that Carl Steinbeck and Mentor Lawyer are all on the YouTubes going, no, it wasn't a play. It was just a strange thing. Yeah, but, you know, when that, if it didn't happen to Daniel Rashbaum, I might be more inclined to believe that. But the guy is a snake, right? And if you see I don't know, like what does a snake do? If you see slithering patterns in the sand, it was probably Daniel Rashbaum. And this whole thing, I mean, you know, he's so underhanded. He has no ethics, and he does these slippery tricks all the time. So I just find it hard to believe that coincidentally, this really strange thing happened, and it wasn't instigated by the guy who does really strange things.
Person, I've had a conversation with her, like I said, over the phone. I have been told that I can do a 60-minute increment.
And no disrespect to Mentor or to Carl, they know plenty more than I do. But I'm just saying what I feel of the situation, you know. I don't need to agree with them just because they know a lot more than I do. I mean, that might be the wise thing to do, but I never said I was wise.
Visit with her in person. There is no video visitation ability. So I would say that my ability to meet with her is limited. It's not non-existent. However, my ability to share, for example, discovery, paperwork, the motion I filed with Miss Adelson is non-existent because she's not permitted to have paper.
Very well. We'll take up the other aspect of this in a moment, actually, which deals with the level of...
Thanks so much for the coffee, Laura Lee. Thank you, Laura.
...confinement and what is going on with it. Ms. Kappelman, does the state have any argument to make concerning this matter?
The state would defer to Mr. Toomey, who's here to speak on those
matters that I think you're addressing right now.
Very well. Mr. Pimentel, Mr. Toomey.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
As far as this particular issue goes,
This guy handles himself well at the podium. Like, you know, I gotta say,
there is no impediment to her.
he can really speak to the judge on a kind of level field, you know. There's not even 1 degree of being awestruck or intimidated. You know, I'm not saying Georgia Kaplan, but, you know, Georgia Kaplan really has to act within the construct of court proceedings. You know, she's very subservient to the judge. This guy shows respect, but just it's very equal the way he comes across when speaking to Judge Everett, and that's fine. You know,
Her speaking with her lawyer, seeing her lawyer, over and above using a tablet. The tablet has a headset that can be used as a ligature. Otherwise, she's free to enter the jail. Chief Mack is here. He's assured me that they can have visit.
Chief Mack has been called away from his barbecue. He set 6 briskets in his smoker this morning, so he can be away from that for the next 5 hours if needed. But then he needs to get back to the meat.
I don't understand the problem that is perceived, but there is no impediment to an attorney-client visitation. Am I correct?
The first question, we'll have Chief Mack give some testimony so that way we have a clear record. But the level of confinement and also the current restrictions that are in place, are these because there were at some point statements alluding to self-harm during the jail phone calls?
And at booking here. When she was booked into the jail here, she made a statement that she wanted to die. Now, before she was arrested in Miami, she also had a phone call with her son, who's obviously in jail here. 25-minute phone call. I personally listened to it. She very clearly spoke about a plan to kill herself using sleeping pills.
One moment. Ms. Adelson, please keep your comments to yourself. Let your lawyer argue on your behalf.
Spoke about...
Unbelievable. I mean... She's being told off and reprimanded, and she's been in the courtroom for about 3 minutes.
Plan to kill herself if she could not escape the country before arrest. That was known to the folks in this jail when she got here. That's why she's on watch. The mental health professionals see her
Chief Mack, the king of the grill.
every day. They are not satisfied that she's safe, and it's up to them to decide it.
I'll give you an opportunity to respond, Mr. Scalzo. Mr. Toomey, one more thing before we move on into taking Chief Mack's testimony. Is there a specific procedure that the jail has for dealing with inmates with a threat of self-harm? Chief.
Your Honor, I'd love it. I'd love it if any question you ask this guy about the legal procedure of the jail or grievance procedures at the jail, you know, he doesn't really hear that question. He thinks you're asking about barbecue. So when he's like, Chief Mack, is there any procedure for limiting the attorney's access to inmates at the jail? And he just goes into, well, the secret lies in the blend of herb and spices that we use to marinate the pork shoulder before, and we let that sit with a touch of vinegar, and we leave it to sit in at room temperature for about 48 hours before it even sees the flame. Chief Mack, we're asking about the legal procedure at the jail. Well, this is what my auntie back in Bama call hobo chicken. Now that's 1 part chicken, 2 part spice, 3 part actual hobo. Chief Mac, do you realize that we're asking you about the legal process that the attorney might be able to gain access to her client to discuss this very important information in her murder trial? I like to serve my beef ribs with a touch of mustard and a side dressing of horseradish. Now, folks can use that for dipping or just paw right on the bone.
Mac, let me swear you in.
Is that enough? Would you like some more?
Do you swear?
It's not easy coming up with that kind of stuff on the fly. I feel like I should script out an entire Chief Mac catalog of things to say, ready to go. Just, 5 sheets of paper full of barbecue references. But I need time.
Or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth.
Yes, sir.
If you can explain to me what the procedure is, Chief Mac, and from there, Mr. Toomey, Mr. Pimentel, I'll allow you to direct Chief Mac on any other matters you believe to be pertinent. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Anytime anyone makes a statement or...
Anytime that we have a barbecue, we like to use hickory wood on the coals. It adds a sweetness to the smoke flavor that has been passed down through my family for generations.
Or we get evidence of someone wanting to actually harm themselves, they're placed on direct observation. On direct observation, they receive a smock as well as a suicide blanket. And they're placed in an isolated room. It's just direct observation is what it really is. So we have a staff member outside the door that actually watches them around the clock, make sure they don't cause any harm to themselves.
When are the individuals who are under this status reevaluated for going back to general population?
That's done daily with yes care personnel.
Mr. Toomey, if you have any further examination for Chief Mac, I'll allow you to do so at this time.
Very briefly. Chief, is there a way for someone that's on suicide watch to have a direct visit with their lawyer?
Yes.
Is there a way for someone who's on suicide watch to have a direct visit with their lawyer? The secret lies in turning the chicken wings every 4 minutes precisely. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I just love this thing about asking him really important legal questions, but he can only answer about barbecue. And I absolutely think, Chief Mac, listen, if you're out there, I would like to support, I would like to invest in your barbecue range of marinades, rubs, sauces, I just see him on the label, black and white picture, holding a really big pair of barbecue tongs, that he had custom made with his name embossed on it, real good gear, and just really nice label. I might actually design a barbecue product label with Chief Mac on it. Okay, that's job 1 for tomorrow. And hey, there's nothing stopping us from selling alright, we can't sell rubs and marinades, but we could sell mugs and t-shirts with Chief Mac's line of barbecue products on them. Okay, I'm gonna get working on that tomorrow.
We will pull the individual from the particular area that they're housed in and put them in an office with just the attorney. And
are there any remote capabilities for someone who is in the suicide or close watch observation wing?
Remote capabilities?
As far as phone calls, Zoom, tablets, things of that nature.
That person will be escorted to an office where we can actually see through the door, a glass window, and the officer would stand on the outside and just watch them from the outside.
And this is related.
No, I know what you're saying about George Foreman, but if you gave a Christmas present to Chief Mack, and it was a lean, mean grilling machine, I think he'd get up directly after opening it, take the box, go to the front door, and just drop kick it into the street. He wouldn't touch that thing with a barge pole, you know. And then he'd go out back and fire up the grill with his mesquite and hickory. You know, it's real or nothing with Chief Mack.
Related to any concerns you have about self-harm?
Yes, that's because of we just keep constant view, keep them in vision to make sure that they don't do anything or pick up anything they can take back to the room and harm themselves.
Is Marissa smelling her fingers? I missed that.
Later.
Mrs. Scalzo, do you have an examination for Chief Mack?
I do, Your Honor. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may.
Thank you. Would you like me to proceed from here?
That's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Chief Mackey, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Here we go.
Mack.
Mackey! Mick! Is it Mick? Mug? Mack? What is her problem? Could you have an easier name to say than Mack? It's one syllable.
Chief Mack. Have you listened to this 25-minute call that Miss Adelson had before she was arrested?
Not in its entirety. I actually heard the...
See you later, DBs. Thanks for the coffees. Much appreciated, DBs.
Portion where she was speaking of wanting to do a pact with her husband. I'm assuming that's who individual was.
Chief Mack, do you participate in the decision on whether Miss Adelson needs to remain on direct observation?
No, ma'am. That's a medical.
Okay. Is the medical person that makes that decision a psychiatrist or another person?
That's Dr. Sapp.
So is Dr. Sapp a psychiatrist?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if Dr. Sapp has examined Miss Adelson?
She advised me that she spoke with her on different occasions or been around the area while another clinician was talking with her.
Well, how is Miss Dr. Zapp?
Sapp.
Zapp.
Zappy? Zip? Mick Zip?
How is Dr. Zapp? Zapp with a C, I'm sorry?
If you could spell it, Chief Mack.
S-A-P-P. Zapp.
Zapp. So how is Dr. Zapp supposed to determine whether Mrs. Adelson can be removed from direct observation if she doesn't evaluate her?
From what I was advised, she has evaluated her and also other members of her staff.
Chief Mack, would it surprise you if Dr. Zapp has not evaluated Mrs. Adelson at all?
I couldn't say that I wouldn't think that she would tell me something that wasn't true.
Do you have a report from Dr. Zapp establishing? I'm sorry.
I wouldn't take because of HIPAA laws. I don't necessarily get involved with medical paperwork of that nature.
Chief Mack, did you come to court today knowing that you were going to testify about whether or not Mrs. Adelson was on direct observation or not?
I knew I was supposed to be here, but the extent, I can't say I was privy to told that I was going to actually testify, but I was prepared if I did.
Okay. And Chief Mack, knowing that you had to come here today possibly to testify, did you inquire how many times Dr. Zapp had met with Mrs. Adelson?
I did not, because they actually see everyone that's on direct daily, and it's more than just Miss Adelson.
Chief Mack, are you aware that Dr. Zapp has never evaluated or met with Mrs. Adelson?
I can only go what I've been told by Ms. Sapp.
Chief Mack, are you aware that Dr. Pugh is the only psychiatrist that has seen Mrs. Adelson, and that was on November 27th?
I didn't get that information as to who saw her. All I needed to know, or all I need to be privileged to, that she needed to be on direct observation.
Chief Mack, do you have a list of all the times that Mrs. Adelson has been evaluated to determine whether she can be removed from direct observation?
Like I previously said, the only time I know they see them daily. And with that...
The only list Chief Mack has is a long list of, you know, ribs. A shopping list for the barbecue. Paprika. What else do you need? Well, you know, just more barbecue stuff.
I don't get any paperwork because I'm not a medical professional. I'm just making sure that her safety is taken care of.
Of course, Chief Mack, but just to be clear, I'm not asking whether you've seen any paperwork. I'm asking in preparation for coming here today, where you would...
She's just picking on, like, the easy target. She knows Chief Mack isn't a paper person. The only paper he has is a menu, you know, and she's like, so you don't have a list. Well, so if you don't have a list, then set my client free. There's no list. The fuck? You don't have a list of every analysis. Well, not guilty.
Advised how many times she had visits?
No.
Did you ask how many times she had been visited?
Not just...
You didn't ask. You didn't ask.
Knowing that she's being seen daily, I don't ask who actually saw her or what the conversation was pertaining to.
Chief Mack, if she is being visited daily, would there be a report of those visits?
Yes, it should be notes that they take.
To the daily.
Right.
Okay. And Chief Mack, if what you're saying is what you were told is correct, there should be a report from Dr. Zapp and from whatever clinician is meeting her daily, right? About the evaluation.
Yes, I would assume it is.
And Chief Mack, did you know that Mrs. Adelson was actually arrested in Miami?
Yes.
Okay. And did you know that she spent some time in jail in Miami?
Yes.
And did you know that she was there for about 5 days before she was transported to Leon County?
Should be something like that, yes.
And were you aware that she was at a county jail, very similar to the Leon County jail?
Well, I've never been to Miami's facility, so I can't tell you exactly what they do or what their policies are.
Okay. Chief Mack, were you aware that Mrs. Adelson was also on direct observation in Miami-Dade County for a period of time while she was there?
No, I didn't actually see any paperwork of it.
And Chief Mack, did anybody tell you, any of your clinicians tell you that actually Mrs. Adelson was evaluated by the same psychiatrist over a period of 72 hours in Miami, and she was released to general population?
I heard something of it, but I don't necessarily, I go by our contract provider when we're doing anything in the inmate health.
Who told you that she might have been evaluated in Miami and released to general population?
It was just something that was said. I think she may have spoken to an officer and said it.
Chief Mack, if she would have spoken to a clinician about that, you wouldn't know about that, right? Because that's HIPAA?
I wouldn't have known about it because I didn't speak to my clinicians. I just speak with them about Ms. Adelson in general.
What general conversations are you having about Mrs. Adelson with your clinicians, Chief Mack?
It's just how they evaluated her and where she is in her evaluation.
Okay.
If she's going to be released on a step-down program or anything of that nature.
Okay, can you tell us generally what you have been told? What was her evaluation like? When will she be stepped down? What's happening?
That's something that they will tell me when that occurs, in the way of when she feels as though that Ms. Adelson is at that stage in the process.
What is Donna doing here? Why is she looking at Chief Mac intently? She's trying to convey disbelief and undermine the validity of his testimony. That's what she's trying to do, right? And she doesn't realize that's what she's trying to do. It's instinct from a lifetime of being a manipulative jack-in-the-box, right? She's not setting out and saying, okay, so I need to represent myself in this way so that Judge Everett will see me out of the corner of his eye and realize that I'm looking at Chief Mac with incredulity. And then that will influence the decision of the judge and he'll set me free.
She will inform me of the step-down process.
Who is she?
That's either of the ESK personnel. Normally.
Hi, Brian.
Dr. Sapp, Dr. Pugh, or Miss Smith, Miss Richardson, Tori Richardson.
Okay. So it's Miss Richardson, Dr. Pugh, and Dr. Zapp. Those are the three people you're communicating with about Mrs. Adelson's treatment or step-down process?
Periodically, I have a captain that actually is over medical, but I go through medical frequently.
Okay. Chief Mac, what did you do to prepare for today's hearing?
I actually just looked at some of the notes, even read the allegations concerning what Ms. Adelson was actually, I think it was more your allegations of what occurred in the facility.
What notes did you review before you came here, Chief Mac?
Other than looking at event logs, pretty much that was the extent of it.
What are event logs?
Event logs are what the officers said that actually on direct observation and documents what's happening while she's on direct observation.
Has there been anything that stood out to you in those event logs that the officers are leaving behind?
Mr. Scalzo, before this continues on, I want this to remain focused on the subject matter of the motion itself. This is not a deposition. If you have further examination, I'll allow you to finish.
Thank you, Your Honor. Chief Mac, are you aware that the only person that has been communicating or evaluating Mrs. Adelson since the one time on November 27th that Dr. Pugh saw her is Miss Richardson?
And Marissa Descalzo is like, her focus here is looking good for Donna, right? She wants Donna to think, hey, this lawyer's got it. She's fiery and she's not taking any shit. She's going to stand up for me. But, you know, she just doesn't hit the target, does she? And Judge Everett's like, listen, this is not a deposition, okay? If you've got anything else to say that's actually relevant to this proceeding, I'll allow you to finish, but make it quick. He might as well have said that at the end. Make it quick.
I'm not aware of who all. I know Miss Pugh seen her once, twice. I'm not sure. But it's just, I'm getting information from my HSA and Dr. Sapp.
So to go back, you're saying Dr. Zapp has personally told you that Dr. Zapp has visited Mrs. Adelson?
She told me she was in the area with Miss Adelson. I don't know, because I wasn't present, as to what occurred during that meeting.
So what does it mean she's in the area? That she was around?
Yes, ma'am. That's what she advised me, that she was around.
Did you interpret that to mean that she evaluated Mrs. Adelson or that she was around Mrs. Adelson?
I interpreted it as she being present in the area.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Mr. Toomey, any redirect?
Perhaps two. Chief Mack, Ms. Richardson, is she a mental health counselor?
Yes, sir.
All right. If there were notes regarding the interaction between mental health and the defendant in this case, Where would those notes be?
I'm going to be in a medical file.
You recognize this document as her medical file. It's moving around a bit. It's been a day.
Man, I don't know if Chief Mac just put on a pair of eyeglasses or meat goggles. He gets a lot of back splatter from the grill. He has a special pair of meat goggles to protect his eyes.
Yes, I would say that was a medical file.
All right. Do you know if anybody's asked for these besides me?
No, sir.
That's all, Judge.
It wouldn't really matter if he got something. This guy could barbecue blind, and you know it. He could do it all by the sense of smell. He was like, that steak's done.
Chief Mack, you may take your seat. Mr. Toomey, the place I did want to start with there being a procedure in place is to assure that this is not random or arbitrary. Is there a procedure with regard to inmates with self-harm concerns or direct observation?
There is. It's standard in each and every jail. It is that until a mental health counselor or another mental health provider, like a psychiatrist or psychologist, is assured that...
Oh, Marissa's going to jump all over this. We want to bring in an expert. We want to bring in an expert, someone that we can pay to render any opinion that we ask for. That's what we want to do, our own expert.
Does not.
Mrs. Adelson has the right, the constitutional right, to her own expert of her choosing.
Possess or present a risk of self-harm, then they stay on that status. And they figure out where that status is by charting daily. A mental health counselor sees her.
Have you been able to provide a copy of either the policy or the patient file to Ms. Adelson's attorney?
I haven't been asked.
Look at that fine specimen of a man up there on his big blue chair. What a guy. What a lovable guy.
I can tell you, before this motion was written, no one has asked for these medical records because I am the final arbiter in this state for this client. I decide whether the records are going out.
Very well. Moving on to the second issue that this raises, Ms. Desclazo, there is a very specific separation of powers issue that this poses for the court. The sheriff runs the jail. I run my courtroom. The DCAs have been fairly clear when it comes to the court essentially directing medical care, what goes on in the facility. It's basically a no-no without an actual violation of the Constitution. What is my authority to actually step in this situation and give you what you're asking for?
Your Honor.
You don't have any, and I'm not prepared.
I believe that there has been a violation of the Constitution here. There is, Miss Adelson and I have not been permitted to talk behind this glass wall that they're speaking of. The first time we spoke...
You have to pick up the phone that's next to the window. Next to the glass, there's a phone. You pick up the phone, she picks up the phone, and it's like you're on the phone, but, you know, she's on the other side of the glass. We were not permitted to speak. I had to try and use sign language.
Was Friday. She was on speakerphone, I was on speakerphone, and she was sitting with a guard seated next to her. And the only way that that call was facilitated was because Ms. Georgia Kappelman was nice enough to call the jail and arrange it. I have called the jail repeatedly over the past 22 days, begging to be permitted to either speak to Mrs. Adelson or for Mrs. Adelson to speak to me, and no one responds. As to Mr. Toomey's response that nobody has called him, nobody has asked him for records, I tried calling the general counsel's office repeatedly in the past week to try to resolve.
Just a reminder, folks, Judge Everett's very simple question was, what is my authority to step in and tell the boss of the jail how to do his job? I run my courtroom, he runs the jail. Those are separate things. What is my authority? We tried to call and she wouldn't answer the phone. And then I was begging. I begged, Chief Mac.
this issue. I understand what's being said today in court, and like I said in my motion, I understand that there's separation of powers, and I understand that the court is limited in what they can do in directing the jail. But I think that one thing that Your Honor can do is, you have heard that the jail, and Mr. Toomey said, he's the arbiter in this state. All jails run the same. The jail in Miami-Dade County cleared Mrs. Adelson, a psychiatrist, a mental health professional that works for the state, that works for the Department of Corrections, has said that she is not required to be on direct observation.
Well, that was at a different time, you know. It's a reassessment, you know.
She comes here, and all of a sudden that changes. So I feel that there's some sort of disconnect, and I think that there needs to be a third party evaluating her to make the determination.
Yeah, we want to bring in our own expert, and our own expert said that she should walk free.
And I think that that's not an unreasonable ask. That's something that the jail can accept, and I think the state is not opposed to that. So that's what I'm asking the court to
Oh, do you? Well, I think Georgia's going to have something to say about that.
allow me to bring in my own mental health professional to evaluate Mrs. Adelson and make a determination whether or not she is a suicide risk, or for the jail to accept the determination or speak to the jailers in Miami-Dade County that observed her and made a completely different determination about her mental state.
Mr. Toomey and Mr. Pimentel, what administrative remedies are actually available to inmates absent the court stepping in?
Well, that is a key question when it comes to injunctions. That's
Yes.
There are two means. First, that there's a grievance procedure in the jail that can and must be followed. Second, there is always civil suit, either in this courthouse or the fancy courthouse up the street. So there are legal avenues in place that preclude the entry of an injunction. There was something that was just said. I am not the arbiter for the state. I am for this client in the jails that they have in this state.
What's your what's your beef with her hair? Is it the parting that's in the wrong place? I mean,
it comes to sending out the medical records. It's either by
there's so many things to pick on with Descalzo. I almost just don't go straight to the hair. I'm curious what's so alarming to you about it, Neverly.
release or by subpoena. The authority is there.
Mr. Pimentel, do you have anything further to argue on behalf of the sheriff?
Well, Your Honor, I need to put something on the record first. James Pimentel, General Counsel for the Sheriff's Office. I've been Sheriff McNeil's General Counsel for almost 7 years now. I've never heard from this attorney. I haven't heard from anyone representing this defendant. Any assertion, sir, that they've attempted to contact the Office of General Counsel. I have a paralegal. I have email. I've never been contacted by this defendant or this defendant's counsel.
Very well.
That's called a slam dunk.
I'm going to make my findings as follows. As to the issue of there being a Sixth Amendment violation where there is no access by Ms. Adelson to counsel of record, I cannot find that. However, Ms. Adelson being able to confer with counsel privately, Mr. Toomey, Mr. Pimentel, is there an ability to make accommodation for that even in the observation wing?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. Chief Mack and I will work to ensure that. We have a protocol, Your Honor.
Very well. What I would ask you to do then is please speak with defense counsel as to what accommodations can be made so she can visit with counsel privately as she prepares for her case. Obviously, there's a very voluminous amount of discovery that's already been provided by the state. Is that correct, Ms. Kappelman?
Yes, Your Honor.
She is going to need to be able to speak in private with her attorney and go through all documents, all records, all manner of evidence that the state is seeking to use as a part of its case in chief. Does she have ability to use either a computer or some form of multimedia while in direct observation?
Your Honor, she wouldn't be able to do it while in the direct observation cell, but we would make accommodations through security to make that occur.
Very well. According to the policy that you already have in place, when will her status as residing in direct observation be revisited?
Every day, Your Honor, on a daily basis.
Right, Mr. Scalzo, as to issuing an injunction against the jail, I do not believe I have the authority to do so. The District Court of Appeal rulings, and I'm specifically going to cite to Bradshaw versus Sandler. This is found at 955 Southern 2nd, 1219, 4th DCA case from 2007. That specifically dealt with a trial court who ordered a defendant to be taken to a dentist of his choosing. Similar, by analogy, for me to allow Ms. Adelson to be seen by a psychiatrist or psychologist that is a third party is stepping on the separation of powers in that regard. Until there has been an exhaustion of remedies with regard to whatever internal procedure is available for her to avail herself of regarding grievances or other matters with the jail, an injunction is not something that I can entertain at this point. Did you wish to be heard further?
No, Your Honor, not on this topic.
Ms. Kappelman, did you have anything further you wish?
Oh, good, there's another topic.
To argue on behalf of the state. Right, Mr. Toomey, Mr. Pimentel, and Chief Mack, if you can get with defense.
Yeah, we can do another email, Mr. Pinto Peabody. We got another email right here. Donna Adelson. Okay, so this is... I think this is after Mr. Morris was removed from the case. Hard to believe. Good morning. In my last note to you, I expressed that it's hard for me to trust anything now in the judicial system. At that time, I had lost the lead attorney due to a waiver issue. My Tallahassee attorney, Mr. Morris, was asked by the judge if he would like to go ahead that day with trial and jury selection, which is what we were about to begin. He said he would need a bit of time to regroup since he was planning to share the trial with Mr. Rashbaum. He added Mr. Commissar as an additional attorney. Then, last Friday, 3.5 weeks after removing Mr. Rashbaum, I was informed by Mr. Morris that Judge Everett removed him and Mr. Commissar from my defense. That left me without any attorney! Exclamation mark. He said he's never heard of a judge doing something like this in 25 years of practice. So at the moment, I am in the Leon County Jail without any legal representation. The 11 months that I've been here preparing for my September 17th trial has been for nothing. I have to begin all over again interviewing attorneys. Aside from wasting almost a year of my life, which is a big deal when you're a woman of my age, we have absolutely paid our attorneys in full. I do not get a refund. My attorneys worked and should be paid for their time and effort. It's not their fault that the judge did this. I am heartsick that I have to begin this process all over again. I don't have the energy to do it again. I don't have any trust or faith that the judge won't do something like this again. Evidently, he doesn't need a reason. I feel as though I will be here for a very long time. I've lost all hope for a quick end to this mess. I'm caught up in an unfair system and no longer believe that the truth will ever come out. I am a person unfamiliar with this life, a woman who never got a parking ticket. She said that in her last one. but is sitting here accused of the most heinous crime imaginable. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I don't have any fight left in me. That's it. We do have others, but they're from earlier times.
Counsel, I think that will eliminate next time the need to have any hearings.
Mr. Pinto, I don't think I've released them before, you know. I don't really make a habit of releasing the emails from Katie McBanower or Donna Adelson because, you know, well, I just don't know. I think if, I don't know. But there they are. Anyway, on the anniversary, let's release some of them.
On a basis such as this, obviously, Ms. Adelson wants to prepare for her trial. She is entitled to do so, but the sheriff runs the jail. I fully recognize that.
Be sure they are one of our subscribers.
And I respect that. Do you wish to be heard further?
Nothing further.
Nothing. Right, let's move on to the matter of the arraignment, also why we were here this afternoon as well.
Excuse, Judge?
You are excused.
Your Honor, before they're excused, I would like them to provide me, yes, their business card so that I may contact them. Thank you.
That's fine.
I wrote you on LinkedIn because I couldn't find you anymore.
I added you on LinkedIn. Is she saying that as an excuse? Let's see if we can hear that again. I added you on LinkedIn because I didn't have your email, so that was me trying to contact you.
I wrote you on LinkedIn because I couldn't find you anymore.
This guy does not give a fuck about this glitzy, ballsy lawyer in front of him, does he? He's just like, yeah, you want my business card? Let me get you a business card. I've got a barbecue to get to. Chief Mac is making something special, and I'm not missing it. Here's my fucking business card. His body language is just totally giving her nothing. Normally, I wouldn't like it. You know, that kind of dismissive nature, but it's subtle, but you can see it. It's right there. But with Marissa, you're asking for it, babe. You're asking to be treated that way. You know, this is Tallahassee. Be nice.
Them to provide me, yes, their business card.
She's not going to get an invite to Chief Mac's barbecue. You can guarantee that.
So that I may contact them. Thank you.
That's fine.
I wrote you on LinkedIn because I couldn't find you anymore. Right.
As to the matter of the arraignment, does your client waive the...
I just find his body language really... Look at the way he walks off. It just totally dismisses... It snubs her completely, and she feels it. She knows that she hasn't earned any respect. She knows that she's not deserving of any respect from this, from the court, from Judge Everett. Kappelman's not even saying anything. She's like, okay... Fast-paced Miami lawyer in the house. whatever. We've got a barbecue to get to.
As to the matter of the arraignment, does your client waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
How does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered for the record. While we're here, we might as well have a brief case management as well. Ms. Kappelman, I believe you stated you've already provided discovery to the defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Scalzo, realistically, how much time do you think it's going to take you to go through what you've already received?
Your Honor, as long as I have access to Mrs. Adelson, as has been stated here in court, and she has access to be able, as you know, there's recordings in this case, and as long as she's able to listen to them and we're able to listen to them together, we plan to proceed to trial promptly.
Very well. I was thinking of when another case management date would be good to kind of keep a good status of this as far as where it's moving. Is February too early, or would you prefer March?
No, Your Honor, I'd like earlier. I don't, as long as I can communicate with Mrs. Adelson, I'm happy to have a status in January, if that works for the court and the state.
Ooh, somebody wants to get to trial quickly. We're threatened. We're so threatened.
Yes, sir. Will you be available in January?
I definitely don't want to push too hard too fast, but once we get locked into a trial date, absent there being good cause, we're really not going backwards. So I want you to give me realistic estimates as far as how much time it's going to take to prepare. As far as any depositions that you're already aware of that you are going to take in this matter, have you identified those? Have you noticed any?
No, Your Honor, because I have not been able to discuss that with Mrs. Adelson.
Very well. We'll pick back up with this then in January for status. Cheyenne, if you could give me the dates for January.
January 9th or 10th.
All right, we'll put it on January 9th. I believe that's Ms. Dugan's docket date. January 9th at 2:30. You may appear by Zoom if you need to. And we'll readdress the matter then. Does either party have anything further to address concerning case management, at least for today?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
We are in recess. For everyone on the Zoom, I am about to turn it off. That was the conclusion of the hearing. Have a good afternoon.
I'll give it to you. Every day, say, come belong to our conservation. Okay? That's how you do it. You know, okay, you can do it. Okay? And I'm going to figure out what's happening here. Did you
This is not an outbreak. They can still request an outbreak where you can decide not guilty. She said that.
See you later, Donna. See you again when you've gained about 40 pounds. More.
Thanks. Stepped up.
Deputy Bunk, you can give him 5 minutes, but then we need to shut.
Well, that might be a good place to cut it off. What time are we at? 3:30. 3 hours and 31 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, Marissa Descalzo did a terrible job there. I mean, it was embarrassing. You know, really, what are you doing? Know your venue of operation. I think that's Sun Tzu. If it's not, it should be. Know your venue of operation. What have we got in the comments here? Not to be negative towards cats, but this attorney reminds me of a woman that would have several cats. What, like our moderator? Gary, where are you? How many cats do you have, Gary? I want another shot of your cat playroom. That looked fantastic. How long did that take to set up? I think it was Carrie, with all of the climbing things on the walls, and just amazing. It was like the Crystal Maze, but for cats. Patricia knows what the Crystal Maze is, don't you, Patricia? I don't think they have that in the States. Good night, Angel Baby. Yeah, I don't know, should we play... Is there a quick video that we could put on? I'm trying to think. I don't know if this is true, Nolavine. Nolavine says one is either Donna's best friend or arch enemy. I think it's more like this. It's more like you're either serving Donna or listening to or receiving her complaints. If you're not serving Donna, you're receiving her complaints. There were 5 cats. Then we found 2 in my garage. Wow, 7 cats. How many feet is that? How many paws? That's 28 paws. Is that right? 28 paws, 14 ears, and only 7 tails. I know, the emails are so amazing, aren't they, Vishaw? Before I read those emails, I thought Donna might be getting close to maybe being swayed to take a plea if Georgia could convince Donna and show Donna that Wendy stabbed her in the back and has hung her out to dry as an act of hateful punishment against her mother. If she could show her that, maybe Donna could be convinced. Richard O'Brien. Yes, Patricia Burns. And Mumsy. Remember Mumsy? Yeah, Richard O'Brien. And then that other guy did the Crystal Maze, and he was no good at all. Richard O'Brien was a legend. Last call for coffee, exactly, Neverly darling. Never too late. Never too late. But I shouldn't drink another one now. I'm starting to feel a bit sick. I feel like there should be something playing in the background while we're going over these comments. What could we play in the background? Crazy Donna, look at her there. Yeah, she seems really sold on this whole the truth will come out. Yeah, no, I do think that I did think that maybe possibly if Georgia could show Donna how her daughter hatefully stabbed her in the back and hung her out to dry, even if Donna's got to admit, it's just like, Donna, listen, blanket immunity. You got another 5-10 years of life. Now, we'll get you a ticket to Vietnam. You can go and live in Saigon or whatever, by the beach, drink mojitos, and forget this ever happened. Just give us Wendy. Tell us everything you know about your fucking daughter. I think the Markels might go for that. If everybody else walked free to get Wendy, I think the Markels would go for it. I fucking would. I mean, obviously Charlie's not getting out and the others aren't getting out. Maybe Catherine could get some reduction. Not much. You know, maybe she could get the life sentence removed, but keep the 30 years. I mean, she's still going to be like 65 when she gets out. I mean, if she got out. I wonder if there's another video we could play. A jailhouse call. Maybe we should just leave it there. Seems kind of early. What time is it in EST? It's 11:09. I guess it's late enough. Yeah, I guess we'll cut it off there, guys. We'll cut it off right now. So fantastic to have so many of you in the chat for this beautiful 1-year anniversary of Donna Adelson's arrest, you know. It is a moment, isn't it? You know, she's been in there for a year. And I'm sure she's processing all that's happened to her on this day. It's that thing about crossing a year. It means something. And thanks for all the coffees, guys. Good on you for supporting the channel. We'll get there. We've got big plans for the channel. Changing the format, expanding our equipment. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Really nice of you guys to support the channel the way that you do. And we got our 100% likes. Like always. It's standard now. If we don't get 100% likes, something is very, very wrong. Have I seen monkey dust? No. I think I bought some in a club one time. Is that the monkey dust? Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah. I captured that picture, Carrie. I went through the whole damn video on freeze frame and found my favorite one. I never understand why, you know, there's a million fucking Donna Adelson videos out there, and so many of them are the same screen capture, you know. The same capture of the arrest video, because most people just go to Google Images and put Donna Adelson arrest and grab that picture. It's like, what the fuck? Lazy. At True Crime Metrics, we like to do everything from scratch. It's called dedication to your craft. Krypton Factor. Are these all TV shows, Patricia? No, I remember Button Moon and The Crystal Maze. And Rainbow. Okay, it's 4:11 a.m. and I guess I'm going to get an early night tonight. So, as always, be kind to each other. Don't be an Adelson. Have a safe drive home and enjoy your Thursday morning. Okay. Good night, guys. See you later. Bye. And thank you, mods. Fantastic mods for sticking around all the time. Good. See you later, guys.